All right, folks. We are back. Man, what a week it has been, but fortunately, it is now Friday, so how bad could it possibly be, right? We're here with another episode of our solo self-found hardcore ranger, our young halfling, Zaide Sad, Zaide Bad. Hope you guys have been looking forward to this. I know I have. So I know normally I accomplish a good bit between these, but this week, not so much. So I'll show you what I did. Well, let me go to experimental here. You guys can see it up in the corner. A nice big bag full of arrows. So I now have 900 arrows. They're like the cheapest arrows you can get just about, but I have 50 fletching skill, which is not bad, not bad. And it means we could actually bow kite some things. So we're finally there. Other than that, pretty much no new gear since the last session. I think I did go and complete the Sword of Morin quest line. So I got the Sword of Morin, which I think is technically worse than the Black and Alloy Longsword. But you know what? I did the quest for it, so I'm using that instead. I threw the balls in the bank, as it were. And I guess at least we get a +3 strength, 3 agility on this, so not a total loss. By the way, it is good to see all of you. Inner Circle Gaming, as always. Wrecked, Mooney Bun, Charlie's in here. Oh yeah. Arvis, not first, but you know, you were early, so appreciate it. Appreciate it. Frank the Bank, Zyko Mantis. How you doing, Zyko? Always good to see everybody. And of course, last but not least, just a reminder, we do have our brand new guild, Mandalorian, coming out February 15th. It is going to be an incredible time. I encourage you guys to get signed up. There's the sign-up sheet. Just pasted it in there. You can also check out !guild and get the same link that I just put in there. The first tab of that spreadsheet has all the rules and the concept of the guild. The second page has the sign up where you put your class and your Discord handle and stuff. And then the third is the bounty board, which you guys probably know what it is, but if you don't, it explains it in the guild concept page. So that is going to be February 15th. Happy Hardcore Day on that day, so I'm looking forward to it. We already have 55 people signed up, big 55. I can tell you already, like, our initial projection was that we would get 50 to 60 people for this launch, so we are well on our way, and it looks like we're probably going to end up surpassing our goal. I couldn't be more excited. Honestly, I haven't been this hyped for an Everquest anything since like the last TLP launch. You know what I mean? This is really getting hyped for me, so I just cannot wait. With that said, some of our goals today, we're going to be trying to get a little bit more gear. We didn't have luck with the mask last time from Lord Gongo. We're going to give that at least one more shot today. We'll do some more nonsense in the Warrens, but we are level 25 now, so we do have our big dot. Alavaz, what's going on, dude? Chinchilla, good to see you. Pitten, Senyan. Everybody's coming out. So we're going to go back and we're going to do our Haste Belt quest. I was doing the Belt of the River quest line a little bit during the week, and I got everything done except for Roarer, which is that High Priest of Kazakh Thule that wanders through Firat. You guys might have seen him. Man, I tried camping him for a couple hours and I just could not get him to spawn. I know usually when I run through there, he's just up. So I was pretty shocked that I couldn't get him to spawn. So I'm like, well, I'm going to do this Haste Belt quest soon anyway. So now all the items I need for the Belt of the River are pretty much sitting in my bank. And I'll probably never get it or use it, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that we'll be able to kill the level 26 Shadow Knights in Stonebrood Mountains to start this quest, even though we're level 25. We'll give it a go. If we die, you guys know the drill. We'll delete. We'll start over. No big thing. Anyway, with that said, let's jump in. All right, you guys can see that I am over here, hanging out, waiting for Mr. Gongo to spawn. He should be about 10 minutes away, so not a terribly long wait. We do have Hamad Gar over here, who has spawned, but like, there's actually no reason to kill him. I have both his drops. One is a ring, which is Lord. One is a head slot, and I only have one head, so no reason to have two of it, right? Yo, Slazik. Good to see you. Yeah, we do need some new emotes, some new hype emotes. Valk, I am glad to hear that he is your favorite SSF we've done so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot. What really got me sold on the Ranger 2 was our last SSF session on Monday where we were in the Warrens doing all kind of dumb stuff. The Paladin definitely wouldn't have been able to do that. So I mean, really just like having Snare and having nukes and dots that are not like totally limited to undead makes such a tremendous difference in the versatility that you bring to encounters. Jusum, what's going on? Good to see you. And this is on Mangler, time lock progression server. Yeah, Village, there is a haste belt that you can quest. I think it's like 15% haste, not incredible. Basically, you have to kill these heretics in the Stonebrute Mountains. They're level 26 Shadow Knights. They do have like Harm, Touch, and Fear and stuff that they can use on you. If you kill them, you turn in their heads. There is a chance when you turn in their heads that you'll get a haste belt. It's like one of those lottery quests, just like the Bull Smasher, back in Akanon in the old days. So hopefully we'll get lucky and it won't be too rare. Big Chinchilla did it on his Ranger, and he said that he got it in his first turn in. So fingers crossed that we'll be just as lucky as him. I am Alavaz. I do want to do the Ivy Armor quest lines. I just haven't looked into it too much. Like, I know the breastplate is going to be pretty much impossible for me because I need an item from like Meldrath. So we really need to I need to do a deep dive on armor because I haven't really messed with armor. I've been doing like a lot of non-visibles and stuff. I killed some werewolves, but I did not get any werewolf pelts, so I couldn't get the werewolf cloak. But yeah, it's like there are so many gearing options that are good right now. It's actually hard to pick, which direction we want to go in almost. Oh, let's get some background music here. Staying with our Final Fantasy VII lo-fi mix for now. Pitt and I haven't made a group sign-up page yet. I had one initially on that spreadsheet and I took it away because I didn't want people. I didn't want people to feel like they had to sign up for like a static group. You know what I mean? To be eligible to really get in on this. So yeah, for that reason, I didn't put it there. But what I am going to do is probably tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to add a section in the Discord for people to coordinate groups and figure things out. And I'll add a bunch of additional voice slots and stuff for the server. So that'll help. Yeah, Alavaz, it would be cool. I mean, the quests aren't terribly hard. And it'll be nice just because for so long, I've been doing these characters and I've never been able to do the Soul Row quests for the characters because they always require some enchanted metal that I can't do. So that'll be a big help. Let's see, what do we got going on here? So I've been working on the Wakazashi of the Frozen Skies quest as well. It's only the same ratio that we have for the Sword of Morin, so 622, but it does have a proc, a nice 60-70 damage proc on it, so it would be an upgrade for us. I've got the 2 Asp Poison Sacks from South Row, and there's 2 items I have to forage in Stonebrute Mountains. I did go ahead and get my foraging up to, let's see, in the hundreds, 106. And that was just like you guys talked about last time. I added my food macro, which is doability 4, aka forage, and then auto inventory. I just been running around, you know what I mean? So that pumped it up pretty quick. And from there, it's just going to be a matter of time once we get into Stonebrune. I got to kill some tigers, which are about my level, so they'll be good EXP. And I've got to kill some pandas, which are a little bit higher level than me, so they'll either be tough or they'll be a little bit down the road, maybe later tonight or even on Monday. Village, I don't know. I don't know if you can use the Gunthac POK. I suppose you probably could. Oh, you're talking about on the thing because you can't go into the Gulf of Gunthac, so the answer there would be no. I thought you meant in general, can you use that? You'd have to go through the warrants. Jeez, New Kick, you're still working on that? Still? That sucks. Charlie, you have a question in the chat. Oh. That's crazy. When I did it, man, I must have been super lucky. New Kick, I don't know where you're camping them, but I did the camp in Lesser Fate Arc where there's 3 or 4 Shattered Men, and my drops cycled through pretty dang quick. Moody, you been doing a Beast Lord? What do you like? What do you think so far? You liking it? I know it's a little boring until 8. You're kind of like, what is this character? But then once you get the pet and you start getting some of the buffs for the pet, it really turns online. Oh, wow. About to hit 42. So that's pretty dang sweet. The damn troll and Steam font. What's his name, Village? Rakkus talent. Will I try Pantheon? Rakkus, I've already tried Pantheon. Spoiler alert. I've probably got like, I don't know, 50 hours of Pantheon played / played time. Don't ban me, Visionary Realms. Don't ban me. That said, I will continue playing it when it releases and through all its future release stages. Only 2 per hour, Chinchilla. I wasn't familiar with that, but I am now. I assume that means we'll be able to get like maybe 4 tonight. Go over there, do 2. Mess around, do 2 more. Rip. Why? Why's it got to be a PH, guys? All right, we got the taunt. Don't root me. Don't root me. Tainted breath. Okay, I can take that. Oh, there you go, Noob Kick. Congratulations. Finally done. Is that for your robe, or do you complete the whole set now? Sting Swarm. 5 fizzles. Okay, 5 fizzles. Thanks, dude. What's going on? Stay classy. How you doing, dude? Have you been? Thanks. Yeah, man, today beat me up a little bit. I'm feeling tired. We'll see. I might go like my normal time, but I could see this being like a 3-hour stream instead of like a 4.5 one. It all depends on if I wake up. I feel like right now I just like lay my head down on the keyboard and catch a few hours of sleep. I'm telling you, Inner Circle. I'm a huge Final Fantasy VII nerd. Big Pied with the 50 bits, swagging it out with the 50 megaphones there. Thank you so much, Pied. How you doing, Pied? Are you hyped? You ready? It's coming up, man. 10 days? 10 days till we say Happy Hardcore Day. Merry Deathsmas. Did Village, did you say the name of the troll that you wanted the lore on? Hyde demands that I wake up. Sorry, Village, I missed it. Oh, okay, Bugglegup? Yeah, what is the lore on Bugglegup? I checked this out not too long ago, because I was like, what's the deal with Bugglegup? I don't think she has any lore other than just being out there like causing chaos and Steam font. Like there's a quest that she's part of. I don't know if you've done it or seen it, Village, but it's basically a newbie-ish quest. Some gnome used a slingshot and hit her in the head with a rock, and it got stuck in her head, and that's why they chose that female troll model that has the ruby in the forehead for her. And if you kill her, you get the rock back, and that's what he wants. He wants like the rock back as proof that you defeated her finally after all these years. But I don't think there is any additional lore other than that. More grapes? Oh yeah. Berries. Whew. Yeah, I've run into her a few times. When I first saw her, I was like, man, how, like, you know, because I don't spend a lot of time in Steam Font, but I've been through there a few times, and I saw her like last year for the first time. I'm like, how in the world did I not know about this troll? There's a troll in there's a troll that passes around here too. If you're like a Paniel Erudite, you're not even KOS to it. Dude, we do need a Diet Coke emote. Noob Cake with the 3-month sub. Thank you so much. Big Noob Cake. We are 9 subscribers away from the big 300. I'm confident we're going to get there within like a week. Guaranteed. I'm going to do like my mug emote And every time I polish off a drink of Diet Coke, we can like spam it or something. I don't know. Dude, what if these guards just killed me right here? Like this whole run ended because of a Peniel guard. Strafe? Their aggro range is super small. You have to like stand on them to get aggro. Medusa. Big Medusa with the 9 subs. Making our 300 sub goal come true instantly. Medusa, thank you so much. That was so kind of you. Supporting this stream. Medusa, I feel like half my subs are from you these days. We got Nick Haas, Chaotic Inertia, Omega Atomic, Stunsfeed, Relefin, Harold Bishop, Vindavin, and Sunships, and Tardy the Turtle. Swagging out, dude. 300 subscribers. Honestly, that's a number that I did not think was actually going to ever be possible in EverQuest. You know what I mean? Because it's a relatively small community, especially on Twitch. So it definitely feels really cool to see that kind of number. All right, what kind of buffs do we want to get going here? I guess Thistle Coat and Skin Like Rock first because they last forever. I know, right? I'm so hyped that Bobby is back. He's going to play. He's just going to be too lazy to sign up on that sheet. By the way, good to see you, Vindavin and Harold Bishop. Fat Matt, you don't know about Mandalorian yet? Oh my goodness. Everyone in chat is spamming ! guilds at you, Fat Matt. Check it out. It is our guild that we are starting on February the 15th. Hardcore guild. It's a bounty hunter guild. We have this bounty board system, so we called it Mandalorian. This is the way. Oh, already cast this. Whoop. All right, we need now... We'll do the attack buff. And pretty much that'll be it. I guess we'll do Feet Like the Cat. Look who it is. Yeah, you better run. Charlie SK, finally high enough level that she's got a pet? That's crazy. I think she has a vendor purchased shield. Cash, no, she's sitting right next to me. Like 2 feet away. Yeah, I'm sure you guys can see her hand there. We have like a really long double desk. Dude, parrying daggers are a little bit nice, a little bit swaggy. It's a dagger that you can bash with, you know. Not every day you see that. You know what shield I always liked as a kid that you never see? Oh my goodness, Zyathan gave out 7 tier 1 community subs. Zyathan, thank you so much. Zyathan was like, I'm back in the lead. I'm taking this back over. And the hype train just started. Rex, thanks for that. Ding. All right, time to actually get some camouflage going in here and zip through this zone. What's going on? Mortician's Crypt. Big Pamela. How you doing, dude? Charlie says it is a Targ shield. Interesting. Sounds like a Kunark shield to me. Ooh, Mortician's Crypt with the Summon Phoebe Darkpaw. Here you go, dude. Hope you enjoy it. I say this a lot, but I'm always reminded when I summon this emote for people that Phoebe Darkpaw, all the null attack animations for some reason have twice the frames of any, or actually sometimes, in some cases, 4 times as many frames as any other classic attack animation. It's pretty crazy. No, Fat Matt, it's going to be on Agnar, because Agnar is locked to Planes of Power and has basically 0 population. Revs, thank you so much for continuing your sub. Revs at the big 7 months. Revs at the peak of subscription time, 7 months. Thanks again, Zythan. So I think, what do we think? The 19th-ish, February 19th is probably like when we're going to see a producer's letter. Something in me wants to say the 19th. That's when we're going to see it. Oh my gosh, Slazik with another 10 gifted subs. And Zythan redid his sub for 6 months. Slazik, thank you so much. Zythan, thank you. Ooh, do any of these guys see Invis? Zythan, I think your little your mod badge actually causes you to not have the badge for like being a subscriber, right? That kind of sucks. Because you would have that sweet Freeport guard. Fuker, what's going on, dude? For anyone who missed it last time, we did pull the Muggle Wump to the zone line here and kill him at the zone line. He doesn't really drop any loot that we care about, so I'm not going to do it again. Oh, you've got both? Awesome. Oh, yeah, look at that. Looks great. Yeah, Twitch is weird sometimes. Sometimes Twitch is just like, hey, your chat's not going to show up. And I'm like, what's going on, dude? King? King's up. Shaman's up. Uh-oh. Trolley lore is a hot dog sandwich. Noob Cake, no trolley lore on Fridays, but I will tell you that hot dog is not a sandwich. It's a hoagie. Sunchips, here's your Fippy Dark Paw. I suspect that this being can see me. Yo, chill, Cave Bat Lord. He doesn't always see Invis, I don't think, because I've like run around here before with him. I always take the wrong tunnel here for some reason. I really don't want anything from the Warrens. I mean, I guess I would love the headpiece from King, but he's got so many items on his loot table and he spawns at once an hour, so the odds of getting the head are so rare. It's really not worth trying for, other than like when you're running through, grab them. Right now, it's kind of a whole ordeal for us to kill the King, though, because you guys remember last time I had to do all kind of shenanigans to split them out. I have to kill the Cave Bat Lord, clear out some shamans, like count to 10, hold my breath, spin in a circle. Oh, Bobby Bick with the raid. 59 people. Thanks, Bobby. Much appreciated. Bobby, how was your stream? How'd it go? I did, Osiris. I turned raids back on for like one night, basically. I think I turned them on the other night for the first time. I'll probably turn them back off. Oh, we got that hype train emote going. Were people telling you it wouldn't work, Bobby? Folks, if you're just coming in from Bobby's stream, I'm Zaide. You probably know that. I'm doing the dumbest thing you could possibly stream in Everquest. It is a solo, self-found hardcore run, which means, you know, I don't do anything, and if I die, I delete everything. And then we just keep on living life and cry about it. That's pretty much it. So right now we are in the Stonebrute Mountains. We are working on a Swiftclaw Sash, which is a haste belt quest line that I can get in here. I have to go kill a level 26 Necromancer to do it. And I am level 25, so the odds of me dying are actually pretty alright. You guys might have arrived just in time to see it. Yeah, Bobby just got bored and died on purpose. I remember his monk. Whoa, whoa. Level 99 Moogle, good to see you, buddy. And thank you so much for those 5 gifted subs. Yeah, Bobby, I heard. You know, Big Chinchilla in the chat got it on his first try, so I'm hoping that we'll have some stream luck right now. And we'll get it on our first try too. But we'll probably have the opposite, because I've been having terrible luck on loot lately. I think they're over here normally, right? Chinchilla, is this about where you saw them, like along the coast to the right? What are you going to make, Osiris? Yeah, for anyone who doesn't already know for some reason, we are doing a hardcore self-found. It's like a guild self-found guild. on the 15th. It's going to be on Agnar, so February 15th. Jump in there. If you want details on that, !guild in the chat. You can check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have like approaching 60 people signed up already, and obviously 10 more days to go, so I expect we'll pass that 60 number shortly. I know, right? I actually use track. Sun Chips with the 5 gifted subs. Sun Chips, thank you so much. This is crazy. I thought it was going to be like the rest of the week we might finish off 300, and now we're at like 325 tonight. Totally crazy. Halfwood HQ, thanks for the follow. These guys are still not in my tracking range. These Kejek Tigers I need, though, for the sword. Rob, what's going on? Yeah, Rob, that sucks for them. I guess they have to solo or group with one of the other people who dies every day. That's just the way it's going to roll. People have asked for me to confirm that we cannot power level people, and I said, confirmed. No power leveling. Just gotta deal with it. I hope these guys are up. I mean, I guess there's a chance they wouldn't be up. But I sort of assumed there wasn't a lot of people hunting around here. Let me check this out. Okay, yeah, there's not, so. Rab, by the way, I remember you telling me several months ago that being a homeowner was like the worst thing you could do. I should have listened to you, man. What a headache it is, owning a home. Dude, my first week in my new house, a hurricane was coming through, and I found out the day before the hurricane that my roof was leaking in my master bedroom. I was like, how could this happen to me? This is supposed to happen to other people. Nah, Dab's not in Florida. Yeah, exactly, Reb. I used to think like, oh yeah, maybe when I'm done, I could just like rent this out to people. But I'm like, dude, if I rent this, people are going to like burn the house down 3 days into living here. And I'm going to be out $200,000. So, psych. 45K to fix an AC issue. Dang, dude, I'd be like, hey, can you fix it just enough so that it doesn't seem broken? And then I would just sell the house. While we're in here, we're also looking for bamboo. We're trying to forage bamboo and some fruit. Watch me just like snap eat it like an idiot. Free shower. Eesh. Transylvanian. Did you make any vampire jokes when he came over? I should like look at these mobs before I run into them here. Yeah, man, for some reason I thought that they were like in this region. Time to use Magello. No heretics, right? We are looking for a heretic invader. Oh, geez, that could be like all over this area. Oh, yeah, Zython, I ignored it because I don't know. That was my secret, but then Charlie was like, hey, answer that. End. I hate that right-clicking on your map makes it like try to do a find. Zaide sad, Zaide bad, Zaide mad. I don't know. The South Canis Brew and Barrel / market area. The Brew and Barrel, which one is that? Which one is that? So I think I know the market area you're talking about. Right outside the Lion's main inn, where the investigator is. Is the Brew and Barrel just a bar in the back of that region? Oof. He's indifferent, guys. He's indifferent. We had no threat there. We're good. Oh, I'm invis, actually. Ooh, there's a Heretic Invader level 24. Okay. Yes. I thought they were all 26. Man, this makes a lot of sense. Where'd it go? Literally poofed. Track. Head and to the right. We turn this into the local home problems chat. I don't mind. Every time it rains now, I have like rain PTSD. Like I go and check all my windows and stuff. I'm like, I know there's a leak in here somewhere. It'd be too good to be true for us to make it through a rainstorm without a leak. Legendary Larry, there has not been a new any specific word. I would expect around February 19th. That's my guess. It's to the left and below you. Heading to the left. To the right. To the right. Are they pathing through the mountain like just... Are they under the ground right here? Yeah, I think around the 19th we're going to see a producer's letter, Larry, and that's going to outline the future of that. Head and to the right. Straight ahead. I'm just going to walk around and eat a harm touch right to the face. Dude, Zythan, I don't know how I know that. I mean, it's just a guess, though. You know what I'm saying? I promise. It's only a guess. All right, guys. Here we go. Am I going to die? Harm touch yet? Harm touch? There's 162 right off the top from the harm touch. Okay, thanks, dude. Much appreciated. Ooh, I didn't know that was a thing on Twitch either, Inner Circle Gaming, but I'm kind of interested in it because I love that game. I hope so, man. But as soon as they announce it, I'm going to post a few things that I would like them to do. Like, I think that they should let us reserve names. Like, log in, do character creation and name reservations before the server launches. Please don't fear me. And that would save everybody a lot of heartache. 15 seconds. I should be good. Yeah, you run. Piece of shit. ABQ. We know there's gonna be one. I don't know when. I don't know how. But definitely in March, April, or May, I would bet a hefty sum of Chronos that we'll see one. Shield. Ooh. That's actually pretty good loot. Gonna make some good cash. Is that head lore? It's not. Okay, so we may as well kill the other one too. Oh, you know what, guys? I think I'm out of... I need to get more bandages. Eventually. Don't aggro me, Leopardess. Alright, let's camo. And then med up a little bit. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Legend of the Dragoon and a lot of those other like retro games. Obviously, Final Fantasy music in the background right now, but I just don't have a single second of spare time to play them. Like, I'm at work, I'm doing family things, trying to stay fit, or I'm streaming Everquest or preparing to stream Everquest. Like today, I was like, okay, I've got like a half hour before I have to stream. So what do? Do I want to read lore about Freeport so I can be fresh for Freeport lore? Or do I want to work on fletching? I chose fletching. I sort of regret it, but here we are. But that's how tight my times are right now. That's true, Cash Override. If there's a game, there's a speed run. Genic, this is not a Permadeath server, but I am a Permadeath character. I'll delete it immediately when we die. Or if we die. Yeah, Osiris, I think May could be the time frame as well, just because like the last one came out late, so they, you know, if you start this one really early in the cycle, right around March, then we're butting up against like the good expansions still for Airdune's life cycle. This is the Mangler time-locked progression server. Walker, my offhand is the Sword of Morin, short Sword of Morin, which is from the Ghoul Messenger, like Battle Plans for Kithakor questline. Rich is winning. Thanks for the follow. All right, Cash Override, local lore. So the big thing about this is that this is the other section of Otis's coast, right? For like the majority of the time people played Everquest back in the day, you had a very small section of Otis that you could interact with, pretty much like that East Coast, right next to Kanos. Then they added the Warrens, cool, and then they added Stonebrute Mountains. Stonebrute Mountains gives us access to the other coast. This coast naturally gives us access to the content we know as Legacy of Yakesha once we get into the Plains of Power timeline, right? So that is where we sail off of there and go to Broken Skull Rock. And I think eventually we use this to go to like Gates of Discord, like Teologia and all that is all from Stonebrute Mountains too. So this is a really important area because it gives us a closer place to sail from. Outside of that, the other big thing here is this village. I'm forgetting the name off the top of my head here, but it is basically the big city. Oh, dude, no, we just ate the fruit that we needed to forage. God damn. Don't let me, chat, don't let me eat my forage items again, okay? But yeah, this village is where the better half of the Karen society that remains on Otis lives. It's meant to be kind of a secluded and hidden area, whereas the Kara Island cats are kind of constantly under siege from the Erudites. Man, that felt bad. Hopefully it's not rare. I was told that is the rarer of the two forage items, unfortunately. Why did it have to look like the grapes I was literally eating at that moment? This zone is really cool because it has like every terrain type, almost. I don't think there's a desert here, but there's like these, you know, rocky cliffs. There's a snowy region, there's a grassy region, and I always love that part. We're about to go to a snowy region as we head towards this city. Oh, actually, what am I doing? We wanted to kill the other... heretic, didn't we? I really dig that the NPC we turn these heads into is called Shazda Raekwon, so that I know... I hope the NPC is also a chef. I don't know if you guys are Wu-Tang fans. Everyone knows Raekwon is the chef of Wu-Tang. Obvious reference. What's going on, Vinny? What's going on, dude? We are working on our Haste Belt questline in the Stonebrute Mountains, basically the outback over here on Otis. I'm looking for some... Erudite Shadow Knights to slay. I've got some heads to collect. A Heretic Invader. So I know earlier we saw the other one on our tracking around here, and it was dark blue to us. Panda Shepherd, thanks for the follow. A fitting name. Oh god, no. Fitting name for this area, since there's pandas like this one. Dude, if I was not invis, that thing would have just annihilated this character. Yo, Ghost. I am a huge Wu-Tang fan. If you haven't listened to it, there's an awesome mixtape called Wu-Tang versus the Beatles. Can't recommend it enough. Alright, we should have it up here. That's right. Yo, 36 Chambers was so good. I remember the cover art for chamber music too. Actually, you guys want to see some shit? Hang on. For any Wu-Tang fans in the chat. Check this out. You guys know, Liquid Swords. The best album. From GZA, the genius. Am I retarded? Like, okay, it's sorted alphabetically, right? Where is a heretic invader? Be here. Yo, Citadel, what's going on, dude? It's been rolled up for a while. I don't have a good like place on my wall any longer to put that artwork, sadly. I tried to get Charlie to let me put it in the baby's room, but she said no. I figure you want to start them off right, you know what I mean? Yo, Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. I just pulled out that album that Martin Shkreli had. I stole it when he went to prison. There's only one. I guess we'll just go turn this in and see if on the way there or back we just happen to run into another one of these heretics. Or maybe we just get the belt and we don't have to do the second one at all. Yo, I'd play some Wu-Tang right now, but we would get DMCA'd quick. Inspector Deck probably roll in my room right now, just kill me. Chat, who's your favorite member of the Wu-Tang Clan? And it better not be you, God. Yeah, Crane. Oh, bamboo shoot. Don't eat it. Don't eat it, Zaide. We need that. Method Man. Oh, what's up, Larry? What's going on, dude? Good to see you. Yeah, Method Man is pretty good, man. It's pretty good. I gotta go with GZA personally. But after that, it's definitely the METHOD, man. You know what? You're right. I'll swap it out. I'll put my fish here, so they're up first. Dude, what if I was KOS here and I didn't know it? Like, I just take off and Fizz and get slaughtered. This is a very defensible location. I mean, look at these guys. They actually built their fort on a mountainside. They've got lookouts and archers and stuff. Like, they're not playing around, is all I'm saying. ODB. I mean, you can't, you know, rest in peace, ODB, so can't say anything. It was good. Look, oh look, it's Shazza K-Kwan. Yo, what's up, Shazza K-Kwan? We're looking for Shazza Raekwon though. Kara Mountain, dude, for real. This village is so cool. I like that they basically made them ninjas too. Yo, if they made Karen a race and they started here, like this was the Karen city instead of Vashir, I bet it would have been a lot more popular. All right, yeah, Slaz. So I touched on this a little bit on the last stream when we did the Vashir lore, but oh, this is the Wakazashi Mob. She's the one who's sick. There's a lot of them sick. But basically, originally there was like a bunch of different tribes of Karen, and Vakarith, the father of Vakarith, who we see his undead skeleton on Luckland, his father united all the Karen tribes at one point. So it was like a unified Karen, I wouldn't say empire because they weren't conquering anything, but there was a unified Karen race on Otis. And then the Erudites came, and things were good. They actually were on good relations with the Erudites until they started all getting sick because the heretics were secretly like poisoning them and using them as like test subjects without their knowledge. So they started getting sick. They figured it was the Erudites. They confront them and everything. And the heretics killed the king of the Karens. Then his son takes over, Vakarith. He's like a warrior type. And he's ready to roll on this. But he, at the time, is still cool. He's like, hey, I side with the Erudites. We're going to work together. Oh, okay, this is my mob. Wait, no, is it? This is the... It is my mob. Oh, I've got to fill the satchel with their heads. Rip. Okay, I understand now. Is this the berries? No, it's the monk berries. No, I need 4 heads? No, dude. Get out of here. Get out of here. All those Karens. You know, I never thought of the fact that it's like pronounced exactly the same. Yeah, this is an awesome zone. It really is great. So yeah, he was siding with the Erudites and they were going to lead an assault on the heretics together. But the battle broke out prematurely and one of the blasts literally sent the capital city, Charval, it blasted them to the moon. So that was the central leadership, basically, the central governing body of the Karens at that point, just gone in an instant. And then there was just a lot of splits in how to handle that and what they thought. There, you know, the people who stayed in Toxolia Forest obviously have a lot of animosity with all of the Erudites, blaming them equally. And the guys here mostly seek to avoid conflict. I don't know that they're even KOS to normal Erudites. They might only hate the heretics. So it's really just about that. Yeah, Rex, heads drop every time, but there are only 2 heretics up at a time, and they have a 1-hour respawn. Ooh, we got that one on track though, finally. I did not realize it was 4 heads for 1 turn in. Peter, I did on the Alcabor server, I played in the Stone UI, and when I was doing that, I was strictly first person. Nah, Cash, this was added in Luckland, or technically at the end of Elias, I want to say. It's to the left. Head to the right. Hey, there it is. Do some rebuffs here. They're also hostile to like everything in the area, these heretic invaders, so they will fight stuff and get killed. Like this, exactly. Yo, check this out. This is good. This means he probably does not have Harm Touch right now. Camdolph, thank you so much for that Prime sub with the big 6 months. That means you have your new Freeport Guard badge, dude. I'm excited to see it. Vinny, I don't know what more I can say about the Karens. Is there anything specific about the cairns you want me to go into? I think I talked about all of the lore that we have. Oh yeah, Camduff, it looks good. How they relate to Mooncats? Where did I get this shirt? My wife bought it for me, legendary. It does say straight out of Norath. Perfect. Should be easy now. All right, Vinny. So the cairns they were created not by like the prime gods, the material gods that we know. For the most part, they were created by these spirit deities, which exist kind of in another realm, and they are gods like Drinal and kind of a host of other ones that are lesser known and not really that worshipped. I think basically the gods of Norath are split into 3 tiers. There's the spirit deities, the prime deities, and then the elemental deities. The elemental ones being, of course, Cornav, Tunair, Fen and Ro, and the Wrath Council, the Avatar of Earth. And they all vary a lot in just how much they want to or care about interacting with mortal beings. But the cairns were ostensibly created by one of the spirit deities. They were on Otis. They were a bunch of separated tribes. The tribes eventually were unified by a single cairn ruler. His son became known as Vakarith, right? And then when the Erudite Civil War happened, their city, Sharval, was blasted to the moon. The guys who are still here are just the remnants, right? The people who did not live in the capital city of the Cairn Empire are still around. Everyone who lived in Sharval, gone. So that's the relation to the Mooncats. They are a single race, except that once the Vashir were sent to the moon, they began evolving on a different path because of the different environment and so much time apart from the others. On the Shishar calendar, Tita Man, I don't know anything about EverQuest 2 lore, basically. LOL beef. Oh yeah, my shirt just says straight. I'm all about it. Zagros is... No, he's not the savior. If anything, he would be the doom. Finish them all off. Alright, where my Cairn heads at? Can I combine this with less than 4? Let's pray that there's a bug and I could just do this with 2. Alright, so we are going to go back to the Warrens. We'll go through the Warrens and we'll check on Lord Gongo again. Keep bouncing around. Arakan, thank you so much for that gifted sub, or continuing your gifted sub, that is. From good old Crack Dog. Haven't seen him in a while. Need to check his stream out again sometime soon. So Vinny, are you going to come play on Mandalorian with us? Could be something cool to do on the side while you're doing that raid life on Eridan. Yeah, Osiris, I think 30 is safe. I'm interested in doing the Wakazashi right now. But it's a little tough, a little sketch because some of the pandas are tougher. But I'm not even going to worry about it until I get both of my forage items. And I've only got one because I ate the other one like an idiot. What is this? This is just like a normal root? Yeah, okay. So here are my Wakazashi items. I've got my asp, poison sacks ×2, my bamboo shoot. I need the fruit. Then I need to get 2 skins and two things from the pandas. And I understand that they're pretty rare drops. Tita Man, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Oh, Pied, yeah, get him. Osiris, I didn't even... Until you said it, I didn't even know. I think in my head I just assumed, surely it's lore. You can? So I could probably like, walk up and like put my head in their hand and see if they're holding them? Oh, the classic Dragon Strat. look at what the dragon has in its skull when it's swinging at you, and you can tell if it's got a weapon or not. Chinchilla, did you mess with that quest at all? What's going on, Swords and Whiskey? Good to see you. Yeah, Raiden, no problem. I mean, you know, they're basically the same thing. It's just a couple hundred years of a different environment. Split them up. We're going to have to bounce back out and recast this in Viz. Camouflage only outdoors, rip. Does it proc a lot, Chinchilla? I think I can fear the pandas. So Chinchilla, what I'm wondering was how rare were the drops, the 2 drop items for you? Obviously not the ass block, because that took like 10 seconds. That's really awesome then. So I guess I will replace my Berserker Club with that. If I get 2, that is. Maybe I'll put the BC in the offhand, even though the ratio is better. Got the items like 4 pandas, but what about the tigers? I killed like 2 tigers and I didn't get one, and I was like, oh no, it's gonna suck. I just assumed the worst as soon as I didn't get 1 in 2 kills. You did yours a little bit later than mine, right? You started at like 28, you already had Spirit Wolf. So, you might have been able to roll through those mobs a little faster than I am. Pull this up. And my book's over here. Mortician script. So that guild is going to be on Agnar? Yes. Yes. We're going to do Mandalorian on Agnar because it's locked in pop, so we don't have to worry about too much revamped content. And also, you know, there's going to be less opportunity to be messed with because it's relatively low pop. There's no economy, so less incentive to cheat, less temptation. All right, Tita Man. So according to the Everquest role-playing guide monster manual, they hint that there really isn't a whole lot going on with the Shadowed Men. This has been asked a few times in recent days. I think Moonybun asked about them as well. So I want to just go ahead and read it to you guys so I can get it exactly correct. Shadowed Men are a race of invisible men who wander the world seeking some secret magic they claim is destined to make them all-powerful. They are naturally invisible and seem to have no need for sleep, food, or rest. Those who have used magic to see through their invisibility describe the Shadowed Men as being black-clad humanoids, charcoal gray in color with an emotionless, vaguely elven features. Shadowed Men are strong, swift, and ruthless. They have been known to work together or alone, but are always engaged in either striking down their enemies or searching for their lost magic, or both. They require little provocation to attack and are suspicious and guarded toward all non-Shadowed Men, even those creatures who actively work to promote the Shadowed Men's cause. Shadowed Men speak their own language, which they teach to none, and the common tongue. And that's all it has to say about them. I don't know if like EQ2 expands on them at all. But it does say that Shadowed Men, the priests of the Shadowed Men, spend most of their time seeking the servants of Solasek Ro and attacking them. Yeah, I know that they added the Inashi Soul thing later. I try to keep most of my lore stuff, and I know people might disagree with this, but I try to keep most of my like lore interpretations to basically Omens of War and earlier, just because EverQuest has been around so long at this point. there's so many expansions that none of the original lore team really works on the game anymore, and for a long time they haven't. So I feel like at a certain point it becomes almost like fan fiction. You know what I mean? Because you're playing a game where the lore is written by people who pretty much used to be players in the game. You know what I mean? And I focus, you know, most of what I enjoy personally is like the old content. Though I do know that, like, you know, Big Valen out there, Tony Garcia, has a big hand in the EverQuest 2 lore, so that adds a lot of legitimacy to the EQ2 early lore to me. I just never got into the game myself. I've tried EQ2 a couple times, and I plan to once again in the future give it another fair shake. But thus far, it has never really grabbed me. I think I just, like I said, I give it a bad shot because I compare it so much to EverQuest, and it's so different. I need to approach it as a different game, and then I think I might like it. Mooney, yeah, Mando is Luckland locked. I mean, if there was a Luckland locked server, we would do that, but yeah, we're Luckland locked. But we're gonna allow POK just, you know, for the sake of travel. Obviously, we're moving Mando to the new TLP 2021 whenever it comes out, and at that point, that's when we'll be like ultra classic. You know what I mean? Because we're locked into classic. We won't have to worry about so many rules and stuff. But for now, I'm not trying to like sit around and police everyone's movements 24/7. So I'm not going to make a lot of rules that I really can't enforce very well. One of those being the POK stones. Right. No Eldons, no LOY, Osiris. You can play as Froglocks. Like, we're saying that any race class combo is fine, but you can't go to the LOY specific zones. Frogs are in Wrath Mountains now anyway, and all their newbie quests are broken. So like you can't even do it if you wanted to. And Wrath Mountains is already a classic zone, so you're going to be there. So I see like really no harm in including them. You guys able to see everything all right? We might be having some internet issues over here. Raiden, you should jump on the Mando thing. It's going to be fun. I mean, like, worst case scenario with Mando is you jump in, you play for like 2 days, you don't like it, and then you stop, and nothing bad has kind of happened. Or maybe it totally changes your perspective on EQ. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not crazy about the hop either, Debs. Come on, beef. Come on. I don't even think you are able to cash. They made it so you can't do it. You can trade him any item and he'll wear it though. So a lot of times if you like go to a city, you'll see the Priest of Discord wearing like all kind of funky gear. Well, Fat Matt, yeah, you lose the whole thing where like the area is exclusively undead, so you can really like go hard. But you could do undead to 60 still using like Karnor's Castle basement. That's where I would try to do it. No, yeah, he'll take any item you give him. I wish you could still kill PODs on retail servers. Get that sick robe staff combo. Yeah, he drops his loot. He drops the robe and the staff. The items are not good, but they look super cool, so. Yes, Lord Gongo. All right, chat. What do we think? Are we going to be getting our nice fancy mask, or are we going to get another pair of stupid legs? But yeah, Tito Man, I actually did read a lot about the Shissar calendar back in the day. specifically because the base symbol that is associated with that is all over classic EQ, and I wanted to understand it. I've explored it a lot, and I haven't really found anything that I'm super content with saying is the lore of that. If you know what I'm talking about, it's got like the symbol of a bunch of the deities. It usually is like a white symbol that kind of glows. It's in Kanos Aqueducts. It's in Lake Wrath. All right, everyone believes. Sunships, saying legs. ABQ wrecked. Rooting against me. It's okay. You already know what I think, right? Like Neo from the Matrix. I choose to believe. That's it. I'm watching the Matrix tomorrow, guys. Oh. Okay, root broke. About to have to fight 3 apes. Just preaching the truth. Come on, a little bit closer. Gongi. Lord Gongo's like, I'm just going to stand at your maximum melee distance and we're going to go from here. Yeah, Juzum, the staff from Soul B looks exactly like it. It drops off the noble, right? Kobold noble. Drops the petrified erudite heart amulet as his rare, and his common is that staff, whose name I'm forgetting for some reason. Mask. Recasting someone for no reason. Drowsy, you jerk. Alright, chat. I'm gonna close my eyes, and you guys just do the ding if it drops. No dings. Oh no. You didn't do the ding. There it was. Yeah. Feels good. Win. Dude, my charisma is rapidly approaching 0. 34 charisma. All right. Appreciate the dings, guys. Appreciate it. We're free. We're totally free. Dong. All right. We no longer need to camp anything in this area. Hey, Sean Jackson, thanks for the follow. Which means that we can do something cool. Chat, I'll let you guys vote. We'll have a quick vote. On my way out, should I kill the king of the Karens or should I spare him? The young king Shazda Assad. Chat, you guys are like the villain at the end of Gladiator. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Kingslayer. Spare. 15, it was a mask. Oh, his loot, he drops a head slot that's actually pretty decent, but has no AC. Ooh, I see. I feel like killing him is winning. Congrats on your earnings, folks who voted for Mask. Well, a lot of spare hims coming up. Killing kitties is wrong. Osiris, I did get those tiger gloves, you know. I got Live of Die King. All right, there's a poll in there. You guys can vote, so I'll be able to see easily. Go ahead and jump in that poll right on top of the chat. Let me know if the king should live or die. I got the gloves. I got the ring. I got the head. I think those are the only items other than... Oh, I got the pants, obviously. And the mask. All the big stuff. I did not get the Cato Ninetails. Here he is, Shazda Assad himself. I was going to call him small, and then I remembered, like, oh shit, I'm a halfling. Save the animals. Trying to kill cats. All right, let's see where we're at with this poll. Uh-oh. Pelt on the way out. Oh, yeah. All right. We got a lot of Scar lovers in here. Regicide. Chat, if you guys don't know how the taunt exploit works, the creative use of taunt, you're probably very confused about how I'm alive right now. I should train him to the erudite guards, be like, look, it's the king. It's the guy you guys hate. It's their boss. Kill him. So, check this out. Oh, he just said, I'm just gonna jump over the mountain. Basically, if you taunt a mob, it only aggroes the mob, doesn't do anything negative to the mob. I'm trying to think of how to best explain this. Because I'm not KOS to any of the other mobs around, they're not assisting him. If I did anything to him, like if I taunted him and then I kicked him, like if I accidentally riposted him, they would aggro me. If I buffed myself, they would aggro me. Anything to generate hate would get social aggro all over me. But because it's just a taunt, nothing will assist him. This works really well with walls. Like you could go up to a wall and taunt him up through a wall and he'll just walk around solo, even if he's in a pile of mobs that would also hate you. I need to wake up because he's killing me right now. Long live the king for real. It was funny, this zone is actually where I learned that. Frank the Bank taught me that while I was pulling this mob on my very first solo self-found hardcore paladin. It does not work on P99 Taiku. I don't know why. This is the king. Watch the faction hit this guy gives me. It's like a huge faction hit. It's worked on TLPs for like ever now. I don't know if it was a thing back in Classic, because like I was too dumb to try that sort of thing in Classic. You know, in 1999, young Zaide was like trying to make sure he didn't accidentally press A without pressing enter first. Boo. Negative 200 with Kara Ion. Still dubious. Yeah. Well, there's some things that they did to make... There's like non-classic changes they made. And I understand them making some of those decisions, but it always annoys me when it negatively impacts me. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've seen a life tap get resisted and I like want to pull my hair out because I play like a Necromancer and a Shadow Knight on P99. Or like my Harm Touch. Seems like bad. I don't know. Yeah, they only recently fixed the Z-axis within like the last 1 or 2 years. Those were the good old days. You guys ever want to do something funny? Speaking of Z-axis tricks, pull Trachanon down to the like Fungi King area and just sit a pet in the crypt. All the way in the crypt, other side, right? Just sit a mage pet somewhere in the crypt. Let Track do 1 AE. And it'll mess with the pets. And then Track will warp through the floor into the crypt. And basically walk all the way up by the zone line of Seb to get back to his room. He'll like do the whole circuit because he popped through the floor. It's always good to do that like around prime time when there's like 150 people in Seb. Well, in like real Classic, there shouldn't be any variance on raid mob respawn, right? At least not in Classic. Like they should just respawn 7 days on the dot for the Classic Dragons and Gods. But I know they added variance. pretty sure that in actual Classic, and maybe even up through Kunark, there was not raid mob variants. Okay, it wasn't until mid-Luckland when they added variants. There you go. Pallier with the deets. You didn't become the EQ database until much later. Yeah, Rect, I think you are correct. It has not been. But we still have some stuff we could do to mess around. You know what we should do, though, actually? Let's go ahead and Origin and buy some bandages. Something incredible was just drawn to my attention. I'll tell you guys later. General supplies. Healed bandages. Deline, tell me you've got bandages here, man. Useless. These are not general supplies, it's food. It's a big difference. 15, what are you waiting for? Can you think of a reason not to? That's my question. Why not? Weapons. Okay. Oh, bandages. Not really a weapons merchant then, are we? Buy platinum. Just wife aggro. Get your wife to play too. Tell her to play a mage. Lentriz. Is the game easy to get into in 2021? If you can look at my screen right now and the graphics don't chase you away, then it is very easy to get into Everquest in 2021, Lentriz. And it's a great time to do it because there's all kinds of progression and classic content being redone. So it's so simple. Basically, Lentriz, the retail servers, they do every year, they do a time-locked progression server, which starts like Everquest with some quality of life improvements. And it starts in Classic, usually Classic. And then every like certain number of months, it goes to the next expansion. So that way, you know, maybe you log into like the most current Everquest client, and you're like overwhelmed because there's like 900 buttons and so many, like 40,000 AA, and you're like, I don't know what to do with all this. But you start in Classic, and then you can just work your way up on that server with 10,000 other people to sign up. So it makes it so easy to get involved in Everquest nowadays. Right now, the most recent server is in Luckland, the 4th era of Everquest, but we do expect another one to come out relatively soon, in the next 3 months or so. Brick, thanks for the follow. Dude, I'm telling you, to get your girlfriend and or wife to play, you just gotta Pavlov's dog it. Convince her to just try, be like, just make a character and walk around. And when she does it, you gotta like order her favorite food or buy the nice wine, you know, whatever. Don't even make a big deal. Don't even say you're doing it because she played EQ. But be like, you know, after she's wind up and everything, be like, oh, see, it wasn't that bad. And then like a day later, be like, hey, why don't you try it again? And then you do the same thing. And then you build up that association in her brain, like she doesn't even realize, but she's just like, man, every time I play EQ, I get drunk off this dope wine and I have a great night. I guess I should play more Everquest. That's what you gotta do. Don't reveal what you've done until at least 6 months after she's been playing Everquest, though. Right. Well, my wife plays Everquest, but now she's an alcoholic. She's gained 30 pounds. Some sacrifices are necessary, guys. Even Trolley agrees. I went with a different route. I already told you guys. The other option that you could do to get them to play is to, whenever there's a big EverQuest event going on, just ignore your girlfriend entirely until she realizes that, it's actually similar. Like, then when she plays, lots of attention. Positive reinforcement. That's what you got to do, guys. Positive reinforcement. No play EverQuest, ignore. Play EverQuest, hello. Nice to see you. How was your day? Try to keep the conversation through tells only, though, so that it's really associated with the game. When I was trying to get Trolley into EverQuest, I went hard on the pet theme. Trolley loves dogs and stuff. I was like, hey, look, you could play a magician. Check this out. They have pets. It's really cool. It's like almost like a little dog that you go around with. It's super simple. You just press one button, pet attack. Everyone's happy. Look, aren't they so cute? Look, this is the Earth pet. Trolley was into the pets. That's how I got it. Longhouse, that is a tougher question. You could show girls your EverQuest action figures, and eventually you might impress one. You guys think I'm joking? Ask Trolley how many new types of beer I purchased tonight before I came home. I live by this stuff, guys. Telling you, Peter. See, you dropped some hints of EverQuest, and she responded vocally, which is still technically a step in the right direction. Boy, faction +5. He works in Neriac. Dude. EverQuest teaches you everything you need to know about life. I'm realizing. If she gets too angry, feign death. Cast Harmony. Evade. Use defensive discipline. Peter, no, it's actually slower than live. Just don't lay on hands. Ooh. Membler. Like Men in Black style. Etris, hello. Etris, I'm not sure if you were telling me an idea or if you are recruiting for your guild in my chat. It is an interesting idea. I'm just already committed to a different idea right now. Less deleting, that's true. Maybe once we do our idea for like a month or two and everyone is really sick of deleting their characters, we'll try that one, swap over. It'll be like the palette cleanser before the progression server. Dude, I like these two kobolds over here, man. They're just like, look, all these guys, look at this. A fierce kobold, a guard, we got howlers running through. River rats, okay, whatever. These guys are just like, yeah, man, I'm just trying to fish, dude. They don't fight you. They're living the good life. Thizzard, it's just announcing that I am straight. Nothing else is wrong with any other way of living your life. But I'm staking my claim right here. No, I'm just kidding. It says, straight out of Norath. Thank you, Thizzard. My wife bought it for me. As you guys can see, many, many wines were purchased to get us to this point. Ooh, man. Alavaz. You're competing with Trolley on this one. Okay, chat. We have a little bit of time to kill before our heretic respawns. You guys vote. Are we killing the Mugglewump or King Bragnar? Ragnar. We don't need to... I mean, if one of my mods is like feeling really on top of it, we could do a poll. Otherwise, you could just spam it. I see 2 Wumps, 1 King. 3 Wumps. Both. Super Sukai, good to see you, by the way, dude. Both King. Ooh, King's taking the lead again. King. Uh-oh. All right. It's King. That's true. King does at least have a chance of loot. All right, so to get the King, we're going to have to clear out Cave Bat, bro. But otherwise, easy. Easy-ish. Thizzard, local lore. All right, check this out. So the kobolds that live here in the Warrens are led by Yield, King Ragnar back there. This zone, from a design perspective, was added. It was added later, and I think it was meant to kind of introduce newbies to slightly more advanced concepts. Like there are mobs in here that have AEs and stuff, and you can see they're like the design was very much like this is a dungeon that you like go through, and there are bosses. And all these named mobs, they don't have PHs. They have like 1 hour respawn times. So it's a lot different than your original classic dungeons. Now for the lore, the kobolds were originally created by Brel early on in Norath's history, but they were sort of forsaken by him, abandoned in favor of his other creations over time. So they're pretty upset about it. That's why they have like there's like a forlorn motif to the kobolds and the things they drop. And then the other kobold races out there, not just these ones, tend to worship random things, right? Like the kobolds and Soul B worship Nagafin as their god. So there's all kind of things going on with kobolds. These particular ones worship Rolfron Zek, who is, geez, I'm forgetting what he's the god of right now. But he's basically the god of sad boys. And he was made part divine because Ralos Zek saw him being all angry since his god abandoned him, and RZ ascended him up with his own divine spark. Giant Naked Ninja. Good name, by the way. This is the Mangler Time Lock Progression server. For the lore, man, my lore has been sucking tonight, so don't take this as an example, but, you know, I'll do better next time, guys. Oh, yeah, Thizzard. It's a great zone. This will be on P99 Green. It's like one of the last zones they added, though, because it came out in one of the last patches of Velius. Man, Kobold Watcher, I don't really like how you just ran up on me like that. Moonibun, I will give you everything I know about Shadowhaven for free. So I wouldn't redeem it. My mods are like crying. They're like, the economy is crashing in this channel. Zaide, stop giving out free lore. From this angle, it looks like someone hit my halfling in the head with a hammer. Like I have this big dent here. Whoops. There we go. It's all better. Green mist weapon. Oh, baby. Slassic. That's another one. Stonks. Thizzard, I do not have an illusion because it would be like breaking my SSF rules to have one, basically. There's nothing I could really get at this level. Ah, skin, that's what I'm missing. It's like, what buff am I missing here? HP buffs. So the Green Mist is the legendary blade of the Shadow Knight Guild in Cabalus. It is blessed with ore from the fog that was summoned down by Kazakthul to destroy the Shisar. That's why it has that Bane Shisar damage on it. And it is... So a lot of those quest lines that you do from the Ixar Guild in Kunark are seen as kind of like an Ixar epic. The Green Mist being one, the Whistling Fist being another, the Warrior Pike quest, and the Demilich Skull Caps. What do the shamans get? A skull? Just like a skull thing? No, they get a spear, don't they? I forget what the shaman gets. And then later, you know, they add the Beast Lord and they give him the claws. But those were supposed to be, in their final forms, comparable to the equivalent epic that the other races might get in that class. The only thing is a lot of them were unfinished during Kunark and were only completed like way later. Yeah, Cudgel, there we go. The Cudgel can also be used in the range slot, right? There's like a reason that shamans will do both during Kunark on TLPs. Interesting, Dabs. There's a lot of information in the old patch notes if you go read through them. I think it should be doable, Osiris. The Whistling Fist quest is actually like a huge hassle. We tried it. I was doing it on Cello for a while, and it seemed like it wasn't working because I couldn't get the Mob in City of Mist to spawn for the stupendous tome piece of the quest line. What was the worst of the epic weapons? Probably the Necromancer epic. Necromancer Duckstaff epic kind of sucks, even in Kunark. Mooney. I'll be right back, guys. Just 1 second, and then we'll work on this king kill. All right, I am back. Thanks for waiting around, guys. Hey, Novacham, good to see you. Yeah, I don't think there's any epic that ranks worse than the Duck Stick. I think that's supposed to actually be like a Wyvern Skull, right? Or is it a Sarnak Skull? Nice, Snoop Cake. How long did that take? Beast Lord Epic. Yeah, I didn't even think about the Beast Lord Epic. Are you looking at the Beast Lord Epic as a Lucklin equivalent item? You know what I mean? Or are you ranking it against the classic epics, the Kunark epics as it instead, I mean? Is this guy still going to aggro me? No? Excellent. So check this out, guys. I'm going to snare King Ragnar because he has Spirit of Wolf. That'll delete his snare, and it will, you know, he'll come after us. The High Shaman over there is going to aggro. He's got Spirit of Wolf. He will catch us unless Pathing helps us out. But yeah. So it takes this door 10 seconds to close. I am going to open it, count to 8, then cast my snare. It'll snare him right as the door closes. He won't be able to hit me with Harm Touch from this range, so it'll save me from taking a bunch of damage. Ready? Stupid kobold, get out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we got the king and the shaman as we expected. Pop over here just a little bit so there's line of sight issues. What we want to avoid is the high shaman rooting us. Bull, what's going on, dude? Good to see you. All right, the shaman is moving. One of the greater shaman back there that the king ran by gave him Spirit of Wolf again. This is the wrong way, isn't it? Yep. I always do that. High shaman should be like right on us now. So we're just going to pop back over. Hopefully the high shaman will stop to buff that huge kobold right there. And he will still be at the zone line when we come back. Hey, Hispanic Ixar. You know, Beef, I always thought that the... perfect, look at that. Exactly what we wanted. I always thought that the humans in EQ looked like they were not, like, standard white people. Like, look at the guards in Freeport, you know what I mean? They look like they're pretty tan from the desert sun out there. Yes, Meat Engine, the Wakazashi quest is in Stonebrune. We are working on that at the same time that we are doing a few other things. I have some of the items. I have the forage, at least half the forage items. I have the asp sacks from South Row, but obviously I still need to do a few more things there. Don't be healing yourself, dude. Goodbye. He could drop loot. Pretty much like the worst things he could drop right here. One is for a quest, and one is just... yeah. Leave those. Get one bind wound in. Yeah, Nova Champ, I don't know what it is. Something about like being on stream makes me click. I don't know why. But normally I'm not a clicker. Cabinet space. Get out of here, cabinet space. Look, watch this. Watch me cast. Look, here's my mouse over here, guys. Watch me cast my heal. Look at that. How'd I do it? It's not even on my hotbar. I'm gonna do it again. Oh my gosh. See, I'm not a clicker. Don't aggro me, large kobold. Are we friends, Cabinet Space? Are we? I don't see your name signed up on my guild, okay? So how about you join my guild, and then we'll talk. Novachem, did you know that Etheria was my spy, point of contact, in Trucidation for like 6 months? He was playing you guys. No, Chan, like, yeah, everybody in the guild knew. Dude, those live rates must be easy. Etherea's in here, talking trash. I have that effect on people sometimes. I don't know why. Ooh, Tower of Frozen Shadow? I'm almost high enough to go there, Frank. Invite me to the group. Shh, a double agent. Shh. Dude, you want to know something funny? So, the first spy I ever cultivated in Everquest was an Echoes of Elysium member who got mad over some kind of loot drama. Her name was Vesper Prin. And they knew they had a spy, and they always suspected it was not her because it would just be a little too on the nose to have a fictional spy as your character name and then actually be a spy in the game. Vesper. I want to go way back. She was dating a person named Marshall who was also an EOE at the time. Halfling. I think he was like a halfling ranger or warrior or something. All kinds of e-drama over that stuff. Oh yeah, no, Cham, I remember that. That was so funny. Dude, the Trucidation videos that came on YouTube were like some of the best. Poor Etheria, you were the recruitment officer, right? You had to deal with that. I remember that, Medusa. Grasping roots. Wait right there, please. And you too. Just hang out. Ah, fuck me. Dude, I'm so lucky the Mighty Bear Paw didn't attack me. It's funny because I do that every time, and this time I even checked my map to make sure I wasn't running down the wrong tunnel, and I still ran down the wrong tunnel. Yeah, some ships it does. You need to maintain that food water. It didn't matter on Eridu? I feel like water especially is very important for your mana regen. Dude, I lost the king? Come on, king. What are you doing out there? I'll just kill these guys so I don't have to deal with them again. Stupid shaman here. Ooh, Stonefat Crab, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Nice name. Oh, yeah. Osiris. The level of your food, basically. Wow, Super Suit Guy, that is really funny. I did not know that. True Dictation. Man. Sword and Whiskey. I am in the Warrens. We're probably a little over time. I'm sure the heretics are back up in Stonebroom right now, but we're about to kill the king, and then we're going to go kill our heretics, and boom, boom, take our dice roll on this Sash quest. Hey, glad you're enjoying it, Stone. Meet all positive and negative XP penalties for racing class have gone away. So there's like, even though I'm a halfling, I don't get a bonus. Even though I'm a ranger, I don't get a negative. Used to be like you would level up your warrior as a halfling. Once you hit 50, you just race change to an ogre. Now it's all just pointless. This is a really good zone. It's worth checking out. It's worth visiting this area. Right, now you just put 1,000 on there. I think Misty Thicket Picnics also stack to 1,000, so that's really nice. Gotta get your MTPs and your Kanos afternoon tea. Oh, Callum Constitutional stacks to 1k too. Stone, this is on Mangler right now. A little bit less crowded for me in these old zones. Stone, if you didn't know, we're doing a guild on February 15th on the Agnar server. It's going to be a hardcore guild self-found guild. Check it out. You can do !guild in this chat and it'll bring up a little spreadsheet that'll talk about the rules and the concept, and you can sign up there. Is it true that Nizar was a person in a disabled person? Was Nizar truly a differently abled person? I think that's the appropriate thing to say now. I thought that was like a meme. It's not like hardcore like play hard Stone Fat. It's hardcore like if you die you delete your character. It's actually very casual. Target is out of range. Dude, I cast Snare from the spot like every time. Alright, King, stop bringing your buddies. Let's actually do this fight, please. Yes, Stone Fat, check it out. We're only going to be playing a couple hours a day, you know what I mean? For the most part, so. Guess I'll get a few regen ticks. He's probably just going to pop through this wall and punch me in the face. There he comes. Perfect. Yo, what's up, King? Dude, last time we did King Ragnar, I don't think I had Stinging Swarm, did I, chat? I think I kited him around with Flame Lick for like 20 minutes. This is gonna be glorious. Yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna root you there, dude. Hang out for a minute. Yeah, I don't know which game did it first, but yeah, there's definitely like a weird thing where like in MMOs especially, people often associate hardcore with like, I play 23 hours a day. But in other games, people think hardcore and they think, oh, you delete your character. One life to live kind of thing. He was rolling around in a wheelchair he found. Dude, what if someone needed that wheelchair? Norak, we are 25. Nice cabinet space. I don't know what that means because I play good games. But I'm proud of you. Try to hit King Ragnar, but you miss. Guess I should snare him for when his root inevitably breaks early. recasting Swarm because that's running out. Nopa, how's it going, dude? You know, just doing the same old, same old. Killing Kobold royalty, as we do. Oh, only 23 hours. Yeah, right, medium core. I like that they have it hard-coded. Look at those archery skill-ups. Oh, yes. Doing some damage. 1 damage per blink here. Oh, he's running. Nice, and I can just get those skill-ups easy. You know, back in the day, didn't they have it so that... Peter, I have not died from the ice in Velks. Fortunately, but I have fallen off of it a few times. I always played a monk, so I had safe fall and everything. Back in the day, mage bolt spells, the ones where you could watch it fly the whole way, if they hit something between the target, like visually, it actually hit that thing rather than its intended target, correct? Am I crazy for remembering it that way? Scepter of the Forlorn. Oh yeah. Can't use it, but it looks pretty dang cool. Look at this. Clinging Darkness, 10 charges. Yes, please. I'll put that in my bag. The rest of this, okay. Alright, time to go get some heretics. Why is this so big? I'm just gonna do... this isn't blessed or anything, right? No, it's just Bailiff. Hey, I'm just gonna destroy this. Yeah, okay, so I'm glad I'm not misremembering that. I thought that was really cool, and I really loved the way the bolts used to look. It looked like you were straight up Goku when you shot one of those out. Oh, yeah. Rudy Jance, thanks for the follow. When I was doing my static group on Agnar back in whatever year that was, 2017, early 2017, I want to say. We had a guy in our group who, I don't know, he thought that it would help him stay awake if he took a huge dose of magnesium. So he was just crushing these magnesium supplements. And I guess he took too much and it started getting him really sick. And he didn't really tell us this at the time, but he's trying to play a mage. And I'm like yelling at him because he just keeps like staring at a wall and throwing his bolts right into the corner doing nothing. I'm like, hey man, if you can't play, like, just log out and we'll box you. That's what we ended up doing. But later I learned that he was in a high level of distress in real life. But yeah, for like 3 hours in Lower Guk, I just watched this dude lava bolt walls. He ended up okay, indeed. I mean, he is a crazy person, kind of. He's, you know, high energy, we'll say. But yeah, he ended up okay, and he was even in future faceless static groups down the way. He told me his legs got huge and swollen and painful. Whatever that means. I felt bad for him and stuff, but, you know, we were on a mission. You know what's crazy? Actually, Fat Matt, funny that you say that. That happens to me when I go on like really long runs. My fingers get fat. Like, it's like my fingers become like hot dog sized. And I'm like, what's going on? So when I first started doing like really long distance running, like 50 plus miles, my friends and I were taking, I think they're sodium pills. We would take sodium supplements during the run. And it was supposed to make your hands not get all fat like that. Oh, yeah, right. Inner Circle Gaming. Like, that's just like what he, you know, magnesium was what he was willing to tell us. You didn't know that about me, Novacham? If you think about it, running very long distance and static grouping for a very long time to get many levels quickly is sort of the same thing. It demands the same mental state, just a different level of physical ability. I've done I feel like I talk about this like every stream now. Like I'm like it's like my vegan thing or something. So I should shut up about it. But I've done 100 successfully. I've done one 24-hour marathon. It was like my first one was just a 24-hour timed run. And I did like 80 miles in that one. I did a second 100-miler where I quit 70 miles in. So I think that's the only 3 I've done. And I've done like your normal marathon distance a few times. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like if I were to like wake up in the morning, right? Tomorrow morning I wake up and I go outside my house. Ooh, we have a yellow con. This could be tough. And I say, okay, I'm gonna go for a run, right? So I go outside my house, I start running, and I'm like, if I ran for the next 24 hours starting tomorrow morning, it would not be the longest or the furthest that I had ever run. Should be Gump. I should Slassic. I'm just worried about his spells. You know, if he hits me with the fear or if he snares me. The last one didn't seem to be casting a lot, so I'm hoping it stays like that. Straight ahead. It's nighttime, I can't see. Beef Wellington, I did a 200-mile run. I quit 2 miles in though. Dang, dude. 200 is hardcore. Behind and to the right. Gosh, idiot. Oh, got him on target. There we go. Man, thank God for targeting rings, huh? Yo, so I lived in Japan for like 3.5 years, Novachamp. I didn't own a car. Like, it was my goal to not have a vehicle while I was there. I walked everywhere. It was dope. Yeah, people say that, man, but it was like a mile to from my house to my work. And I would run home for lunch and run back. So I was like getting 4 miles a day, just living life. Yeah, it is nice. I mean, the train transportation and all that in Japan is crazy. Super good. All right, here comes the snare. My target is out of range. Get closer. Can you walk a little bit more slowly? Heretic Invader. And snare. Yes, okay. She didn't resist it. Okay. Here comes Stinging Swarm. Boom. All right. Now here comes range attack, auto fire, on. I don't need to put on. There we go. I need to watch out that I don't run into something stupid and get myself killed, actually. It's probably worth rooting her just so I don't run into like some giant ape or something. Yeah, it's scary in America, like being on a bike or on the road and stuff. Like, I don't trust the drivers. Engulfing Darkness. Not today, Heretic. Scum. Is she in range? Shit, root wore off quick. Resisted root. Snare's probably not lasting too much longer. 45 seconds. Yeah, I should add Flame Lick on there. Here we go. 30 seconds. Yo, what are you casting? Stop that. Whatever you're casting, I don't like it. Snare incoming. Keep blood, no. Flame Lick. Dude, some cars just don't even care about your bike lane too. Roll up all in that thing. I prefer to like be on the opposite side of where the bike lane wants you to be. Like, I want to see the traffic coming at me so I don't just get crushed from behind by some car I can't see. Hex, how long have I been in the Air Force? 0 years so far. I'm in the Navy though. I've been in the Navy for about 8 years. Yeah, Rect, you could create it now and reserve your name or whatever, but you have to be level 1 to get a guild invite. Dang, noob kick, that sucks. At least you didn't get too injured from it. I'm really glad my dot wore off so I can actually get some archery skill ups while I'm... She's actually regenerating faster than I'm doing damage with my bow. This is a perfect archery skill up mob. Zaide, you're just trying to trigger me right now. I'll tell you this. I work with a lot of Air Force personnel in real life, and I can't say enough good things about them. Like, if I said all the good things I had to say, there wouldn't be many things said. Should just get this over with before she like turns around and kills me or something. Ooh, a robe? Dirt soiled robe. Yo, she dropped the newbie robe with the asterisk. I can't even sell this thing. Let me just put this right in the bag. No. Yes. Hide. The worst thing is just like how they do, you know, this is like high level nonsense right here, but the way they do their manning is such a hassle. I'll have like an Air Force guy that is one of my subordinates retire, and I'll be like, okay, so that billet's open. You guys send us someone? And they'll be like, yeah, but like this guy's in school and this guy's getting med boarded and this guy only has like one arm. Which one do you want? I'm like, I don't know. All right, so we should have our other heretic. Oh, there it is. Even con, that's good. A little bit easier. Track. Behind me. Dude, what if she just walked up on me? We didn't see her. I feel like my mana is regenerating really slowly. Did I just forage this? Tufts of panda bear fur. Okay. Oh, Zyathan, I see that you strategically made sure that you maintained your lead on that gifted subs thing. I see you. Rounded to an even 10. Gotcha. Antonio's Pizza in northeastern Pennsylvania. I don't know. What town is it in? If it wasn't Wilkes-Barre or like Scranton, I probably haven't had it unless it's Old Forge. All right, we're good. We're ready for this guy. Heading to the right. Wilkes-Barre? If it's Wilkes-Barre, I probably did have Anthony's Pizza. What street is it on? We're getting really specific here. Oh, West Pittston? There's a good chance I've had it. I'm trying to think of what my favorite... You know, actually, here, check this out. I consider myself somewhat of a pizza connoisseur. Like, whenever I go places, I try to try all the pizza joints, the local joints around me. And I used to travel the Northeast quite a bit. And And in Dewey Beach, Delaware, there is a pizza place called Mama Celeste. People have told me that it is no longer as good as it used to be because like there's new owners or something, but it is by far the best pizza I've ever had in my whole life. Like, you know, most pizzas are like pretty close. Like you have like your good pizzas, and all the good pizzas are kind of there. But this place, Mama Celeste in Dewey Beach, was like head and shoulders, knees and toes above every other pizza place. To the right and below me. There she goes. Oh, there's 6, okay. When I was a kid, I used to eat at that Jerry's pizza place a lot. It was a rather small location. I think they only had one. And there used to be a good pizza place on Cary Ave. But I think that closed down. Januzzi's. Oh shit. Yo, this granite back might pull out the W here. Okay, he's level 24. Oh, they're actually not fighting. Never mind. We don't need no buffs. Rooted. Swarmed. Flame licked. You know what? We'll do a snares. Oh yeah, I've had pizza lovin' too. Engulfing darkness, you bitch. And there goes the root. Okay, let's redo this. Stop right there, criminal scum. Redo our flame lick. Sabatinis. I think I've had Sabatinis too. Grimaldi's in New York. Why do I know Grimaldi's? I might have had Grimaldi's because I used to be in upstate New York a lot. Is it in like New York City? Under the Brooklyn Bridge? I should have made like a journal where I cataloged all the pizza places I tried before I rotted my brain with too many Everquest static groups. Oh, time to run, a heretic invader. I'm telling you guys, Dewey Beach, Delaware, best pizza. Like, it's actually worth going there when you're not going to get killed by COVID and checking it out. Yo, these dots are doing some work right now. Look, I'm healing without clicking again, guys. I was never big into the subs in Northeast PA. I know they call them hoagies up there, but you know, I had like the little kids menu, so I didn't like any of the subs. But I know they're very popular. I prefer the Florida style Publix subs. Get that chicken tender sub from Publix, oh, baby. Now that's my jam. All right, chat. So we're about to go turn in this item. It's time for us to do a prediction. Trolley or Zaide, if you guys are here, come on, you guys set up that prediction thing in chat. I think Trolley's on it. Are we going to get the haste belt or are we not going to get the haste belt? So just haste belt, no haste belt. It's time to vote. It's time to duel. Oh yeah, Peter, I was all over that. I think, you know, like everybody I did, what I would do is like whenever I was at a place where I couldn't play EverQuest, I would be on EQ Atlas trying to learn more about EverQuest, you know? Looking up zones, looking up new loot and stuff. I loved EQ Atlas. And then whenever I had access to a printer, I would be printing that shit out. People would be yelling at me, hey, you used all our ink. Sorry, dude. I need this map of Sebelis because right now I'm 15, but one day I'll be 55. Oh, the haste spell. It's the haste belt, guys, but we'll forgive Trolley. She's got headphones on. She probably didn't hear me, right? Haste belt 100% of the time, 20% of the time. Zaide wants to vote no. Oh my gosh. Everyone voting yes. Guys, I need you to know. Interceptor, here's your 50 Dark Paw. I need you to know that there is only a 25% chance of me getting this. You guys are really going out on a limb here. The votes are evening out now. Thanks, Ghost Dog. You believe in me. Alright. Shots to Kate Kwan. Satchel of Heretic Heads. 28 pounds of skull. Based on the Alec comments, there's no way it's as high as 25%. Oh my gosh. All right, we have a few more seconds for people to vote their channel points on here. Big Frankie, this is on the Mangler time-locked progression server. Here we go. I guess it's a little upgrade. Feels bad, man. And just like that, thousands of channel points were silenced. I gained 1, 2, several stats. I know there's a vendor in here. Rigged. I demand a recount. My 34 charisma is probably doing me some big favors here. I want to eat all this. It like messes with my OCD to have all these like weird foods taking up one slot. Can't even sell it. Can't even sell that. Kill me. Scepter of the Forlorn. 3 plat, thank you. Our dues. Fippy Dark Paw. Here you go. People all about that Fippy Dark Paw. Why is it stopping at 60? Because like EverQuest gets a lot worse after level 60 in my opinion. So I really wanted to I want to focus really on like the classic era, classic Kunark, Velius, and we expanded even out to Lucklin. I don't want AA because it'll just make it a little bit easier. And I don't want to go beyond 60 because a lot of our biggest bounty targets are like in the 50s and 60s, and I don't want you to be able to trivialize them. I'm not sure, Diva. I can't... Well, I guess I should have checked, right? Before I sold it. Because I might have been able to click it. I didn't even think to try, to be honest. So I need 4 more heretic heads. Sad.
I'm sorry.
LOL Classic. Well, we can work on some other stuff while we're here, though. I'm about 1 kill, 2 kills maybe from leveling up, so we can meditate and then do some of that. What happens if you get to 60? Can't D-level on a hardcore character. Beef, you can turn AA on, but not spend the AA points. No, there's something weird, Taiku, going on with EQ where, like, the settings are really shitty right now, no matter what you do. I mean, I can see if it's one of my settings here. See, my texture terrain quality is set to high, but it's actually displaying low. Everquest gets a little bit worse every day, so. Oh yeah. Let's enable everything. Whoa my gosh. Was it this? Holy crap, guys, look at that. We can totally wash out the game with increased windowed gamma. Which one do you like better? The one where you can actually see things? Dark. That's what I like better too. All right, so since we're waiting for respawns, we want to work on the Kajekan Tigers. There's a Kejek Tiger. We're going to want to have Snare and Fear. We want like all these spells up. Actually, the windowed gamma option is strictly broken right now. Actually, yeah, why'd I even leave all this shit on? Did that as like a joke. But this won't do anything. I'm pretty confident anyway. Let's see. Yeah. This broke like 2 years ago and they just never fixed it. Isn't that crazy? Like a huge feature, like controlling your brightness on your game client breaks, and the devs are just like, eh. Yeah, Dragosani, we're going to do all the classic raids except for Sky. We might not get to them on this particular run that we're doing on February 15th, but when we get onto the TLP 2021 that comes out sometime this year, we're going to be focusing a lot more on those raids. The reporting system was broken. They're like, man, no one reports bugs in this game. It must be so good. Wrecked. I enabled windowed gamma, and it doesn't work. Look. It's checked. It doesn't do anything. What do you mean check first? Okay. Look, see, it's NA when I uncheck it. So now I enable it. And I pump it up anywhere. It doesn't change it. Am I doing something wrong? Hey, Prandrox, Master Yale. He is effectively the guardian of the seal. He's one of the many elementals that came out from the underfoot when the heretics went too deep into the earth there. But yeah, he stops intruders from accessing the area beyond the seal there in the hole, going further into the area of underfoot, intruding upon Brel's domain. And good for us, because when we eventually do get to go to underfoot, man, we would have got crushed. It's MIP mapping. Do I have MIP mapping on? That's one of those ones I have to like edit in my INI file or something, right? Yeah, okay. Rector, are you using like an old operating system or something? Because that could be it. If we're using two different operating systems, it would explain the difference here. I don't need every buff. I just need to get Fire Fist and my HP buff. Skin like rocks. Okay. I've checked the first one. I've checked enabled window gamma. Wrecked. And now my gamma slider I move. And I'm also in a window. You can't see my window because I cut it off with OBS, but I am playing in windowed mode, by the way. It doesn't do anything. Behind me and to the left. Scrounged up some food, more roots, more bamboo. Head and to the right. Straight ahead. Oh, okay, just leave the first box checked. Pixel 2.0 shaders. Yeah, anyway. Don't messing with all this. Ah, it's all good. It's all good. You're one of the fortunate ones who has the working gamma slider, I guess. I'm not. My track is too good. I don't want to track things this far away from me. Like, when I track something, I want it to be, like, right around the corner. Valk, I did not know about that. I did not remember that. But it sounds really awesome. Is this hard? Ketchup Tiger? Oh, yeah. Time to get that Panic Animal going. Snare incoming. Resisted. Okay, I dig that. Thanks. Thanks for resisting this. Oh, nice. And 2 fizzles on Stinging Swarm. Really coming through in the clutch there, Stinging Swarm. 3. Alright, finally got our snare in. Stunned, okay. Thank you. I feel like halflings should get a bonus, like a damage bonus to kick because of our gargantuan feet. Low res, what's going on, dude? Good to see you. Just over here working on my Wakazashi of the Frozen Skies while I wait for the Erudite Heretic invaders to respawn. Max of 200. And I think he will just stay, like, I don't need fear anymore. He's just going to stay trying to run. We should level up. I think my new spell is like a strength spell. I don't really care about getting right now. So we don't have to go do anything with that. Ding, 26. Low quality cat palette, sad face. And some vegetables on my forage. Hey, got that ding. Yeah, I want that bard skill, so I'm like, really, it's not that great, but I'm really fast and I can get to any mob I can track relatively quickly. I'm so excited for my group with Mandalorian, which looks like it's gonna be Cleric, Enchanter, Druid, Beast Lord, Ranger. All but one class in my group can heal. We'll have a relatively early Spirit of Wolf. That's true. Yeah, so I was torn on Pally, Ranger, Shadow Knight, or Warrior. I really don't want to go Warrior, but if I want to play a Troll and I want to dual wield, and that's like, my only option. I wish I could play a Troll Ranger, man, but I can't, sadly. Got any lore on the Tribunal? I really, I'm not a big fan of the Tribunal swords. It always seems so weird to me because there's not like an intrinsic good or bad. You know what I mean? I know it says the Tribunal judge mortals on their violation of the laws of their own race. You know what I mean? Which almost like reserves you for being judged by the Tribunal for being a traitor or something. But yeah, it always kind of like meh. Their visual style is really cool. Yeah, Beast Lord could dual wield, that's true, but their weapons are kind of whack. Here's the thing, Osiris. I want to have a Worm Slayer plus another weapon. That's really what it's all about. Rangers get really cool weapon options. I played Monk for so many years, I don't really want to have like fist weapons again. And granted, Beast Lords could have like daggers, I guess, that's kind of cool. But I really want to have like swords. But swords and whiskey, I know that wasn't really a really good lore drop there for you. So what I'm going to do is, even though I'm not crazy about them, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a bunch of lore together on the Tribunal and the Plane of Justice, which is pretty easy to do because you can go to the Plane of Justice and pretty much all the lore. There's actually a ton of lore like built right in there. And I'll go ahead and on the next stream, Sword, when I see you, just remind me and I'll do a big drop of Plane of Justice and Tribunal lore. Oh yes, Lazic. That's what we're talking about right there. In a group, I could probably get a Wormy in the 40s, Taiku. The problem is convincing my 6-man that we should spend a couple hours in Burning Woods to get it. We got Kedjik Tiger here and still no heretics. To the left. Yeah, if you could do them, they're good to go. Those quests were lost Kunark quests that were supposed to be in, so I'm fine with people doing them. Dude, people have asked me so many, like... I've had so many rules questions asked about this guild. And I get it, people want to know the rules. But I've almost regretted making a guild because of all the crazy questions I'm getting. Yeah, Ivy Shade looks really nice. Those Kunark quests are all pretty hard to do, the Kunark Archaeologist quests, so it'll be interesting if we even get to where we can complete them. Kedjik Tiger, time to die. I do get questions like that. I guess my snare was resisted. Like that fade roll. Not even a joke. For maximum immersion, you have to play however you played in 1999. If you use sound, then sound is mandatory. If you didn't, then it's not. So back in the day, I didn't have a sound card. Joke's on you, dude. I didn't know Everquest had sound. Yo, why is this like Blue Con Tiger kicking my ass right now? There we go. We got a good snare in there. Hey, Finn, right? No flat screen monitors permitted. Whenever a mob blinds you, you have to close your eyes for 30 seconds to simulate the old school blind. Also, you just have to take cardboard and put it around the perimeter of your monitor so there's a very tiny viewport available to you, and build your whole UI within that viewport. Pee bottles. Dang, Ghost. You were way more hardcore than I was back in the day. When I was a kid playing Everquest 2, I played in I didn't have a computer chair. I played in a kitchen chair, right? And I would always like try to rock back on it and stuff. So slowly over time, I broke the chair, right? The legs were like not all there. And I'd be on this chair and it would be like ready to crack. And my parents were always like, you need to stop rocking on that chair. You're going to break it. And every now and then, it finally like really broke. You know what I mean? The chair seat would just like fall out and the leg would like come up and stab me. And then I would like hobble up and put it back together just barely. And I would continue sitting on it. And there was a period of time where I was getting stabbed by my chair at least once a day. And I just accepted that as part of the price of playing EQ. Right, I was just like, please don't break. Oh yeah, put all your points into Dex, because it recommends that. A Ketchic Tiger is straight ahead. Guys, actually, I'm interested. What do you think? So, what do you think was the first raid that young Zaide ever went on? My very first raid. Track, any? Oh my gosh, you guys are going to be so disappointed. Vox, Emp Crush, Osiris is closer. I'll tell you this, my guild's main tank was level 34. He was a barbarian warrior named Beshenin. Divin, Meldrath. Alright guys, my very first raid ever in Everquest was Runny Eye. We legit got like 50 people from our guild, or maybe like 30 people. We all formed up right outside of Runny Eye, buffed up, like very serious. I remember sitting outside of Runny Eye for like an hour forming up. And then we just unleashed on the zone like a swarm. I was like level 15. I was like, I better not get lost in here. And when I first made my own guild, going all the way back to that, I too made the very first faceless that ever existed. Our first raid was on Runny Eye. Like before we hit 50, I was like, we're just gonna get together and we're all gonna raid Runny Eye. So funny to think about. Mature panda, ew. Scout, I'm not. Oh my gosh. Last time I tried to get a tiger that was standing near an animal, the animal assisted the tiger for no reason. Will this happen again with this panda? Yeah, we're gonna do the ultimate risky move here. See if he's got the claws. Osiris, are they gonna be in his hands or are they gonna be like in his torso? It looks like he doesn't have the claws. Hey, Kejik Tiger, get over here. Dude, the pandas here are fucking like sumo wrestlers. Oh, he resisted my snare. What a douche. Right hand, okay. If it's not changed. Got it. That was a good fear. Didn't even fear him long enough for the recast to be gone. That was a resist? Is that another resist? What is happening here, dude? I'm just gonna root this piece of crap. Jeez. You raided Najena with your troll guild. Dude, I'm telling you, that back in the day, people did crazy stuff like that. Like, raids were not reserved for big mobs that were impossible to kill without a raid. It was like anything that you couldn't kill because of your level or whatever, you might just raid it. I wish there was a lot more city raiding in Everquest. I think that's something that they really missed out on. This guy's still coming at me at 14%. No loot. I'm starting to feel like this Wakazashi might not happen, guys. That'd be crazy. I mean, it would just mean the biggest Zerg wins again, you know what I mean? I guess everyone just put 72 together. You'd have to find the most high density, fast respawn zone to, to level in. It'd be interesting, for the meta. For some reason, I have two separate drinks with both have like fresh drink in them. I'm so tired of these rabbit parts or whatever this shit is. Rabbit meat. Just look at all these arrows. Experiment. Oh yeah. So chat, another thing that I didn't mention. On the 11th, so I think that's next Thursday, that's when I am eligible to resubmit for my partner application. And last time they were like shockingly fast to respond. They actually did it in under 7 days, which is kind of like what they say they're supposed to do. So by the 18th, we could potentially know whether or not we made it again. Third time's a charm, right? Yeah, oh yeah, Slassic, they are continuing to grow beyond what I had expected. When I applied last time, I applied as soon as I hit 75 again for 30-day concurrent average. Right now, my average since the rejection has gone up to 91. And it continues to go up every day. We're in a really good spot right now where because basically my average viewership, every stream is increasing. As the old ones are aging off now, even if I don't stream a day or something, it still goes up. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm at a 91 for 30 day, but my 7 day is 111. And like this particular stream is 110. Yesterday was 102. Monday was 121. So the metrics look really great. More veggies. Finar, thanks for the follow. We should be getting some respawns pretty soon here on those heretics. I mean, I could just be out of range of some of them. But I think we're entering that time period. I also don't have any tigers up. I don't think a tigress can drop the item I need. Rhapsody Beam, thanks for the follow. She puts out a lot of damage. I definitely feel that I'm not as tanky on the Ranger as I was on the Paladin. Hoops McButt. Thank you. You have a wonderful name, sir or ma'am. Hoops McButt. But yeah, I wish my group would spare me from having to make the tough decision on my class and just tell me what they want me to play. But they're like, nah, man, just play whatever you want, dude. I should be like, all right, I'm gonna play a rogue. Let you guys just carry me. I could go crazy and play a monk. Then you guys would see some real shit. Osiris, did you sign up? Play a bard? Oh, sir, I'm too dumb. My brain's too small to play a bard. Let me get that spreadsheet up. Guild. That's true. Sentry Zirin. Oh, okay, Rex. That's a good one. This happens to be like the random oddball character, like NPC name that I could actually give some lore on right off the top of my head. So Sentry Zirin, if you guys haven't seen her, is a half-elf paladin in the Ocean of Tears. And normally mobs like that, they don't really have much lore to speak of. And I guess she doesn't have like a ton of lore either. Uh-oh, that's really bad. No, God, no. Okay, Zinnivan Khan, we're good. We're good. Snare. Okay, it landed. All right, Panic Animal. Goodbye, sir. Stinging Swarm. Range attack. Auto fire. Sorry, Korzak. Or, Wrecked. Sorry, I will grab you on that lore after I don't die to this. Fade roll, to be fair, I've done the quest for her like 3 times. That's the only reason. Back up, dude. Back up, dude. God. No, seriously. Oh, no. Don't resist. There we go. Oh, I don't mind. Do I have to be facing mobs for my bow to shoot? Yes, it looks like I do. Panic Animal. In. Nice. What's my snare at? 12 seconds. Okay, we'll redo snare. I should be casting Flame Lick. Seven seconds on Stinging Swarm. Refresh that. Don't fist again, dude. Man, this is really dangerous. Like surrounded by mature pandas out here. And it's all over. We win. Nice, Osiris. What class did you pick? Dang, Panda, get out of my face, dude. We got 2 more techs. We should kill him with just the Swarm and my occasional arrow. Perfect. Topaz. Patch of Gorilla Fur. Fascinating, Osiris. I like it. Did the panda have claws? I don't think so. Well, maybe it did, but it is red to me, so I couldn't kill it anyway. Okay. So, Sentry Zyren. So, Sentry Zyren is like that, the half-elf paladin that you see in Ocean of Tears. She is part of the Deepwater Harpoon quest. What's cool about her is that normally a Deepwater Harpoon is only owned by Knights of Prexis from the Deepwater Knights, right? Which are the Erudite Paladins. But she has one. You're like, why is she the one giving you a Deepwater Harpoon? I think the lore with her was that she was actually... So she was on a ship and she got shipwrecked, right? Out there in the Ocean of Tears. I think she was with a contingent of other paladins. And one of them was a Deepwater Knight. He's dead, so she just had his harpoon and that's why she's able to give it to you. She's also really dumb. So you have this potion that you give her to give her some extra strength because she's been stranded there. And when you give her the potion, what she does is by herself, she just gets up and charges into this field of specters. So naturally, she just suicides if you don't save her somehow or distract her until she despawns. But yeah, that's the thing. And you get this potion from the Temple of Life. Temple of Life? That's the one in Kanos. You get it from the Freeport Paladins Guild. So that is Sentry Zyren lore. when she gives it to you, she actually says, "Many thanks to all who aided in this battle. I offer you this, a weapon I found upon a slain erudite paladin." So I guess he wasn't part of the shipwreck. May Mar watch over his soul, and may Mar guide yours. Now I must go. Then she deep pops. RCT Bob, thank you so much for that Prime sub. Appreciate you supporting the stream. Alright, so we have a few lore requests on deck. We have Narandi, the storm giant, who attacks the city of the Coldane, Thurgadon. I don't know why I was like having a brain fart on that. And then we have the Knolls and Jagged Pine. Ooh, Barduk's Dark Paw. I think he's the leader of the ones in Jagged Pine, right? Barduk's. Is there another faction that's not KOS? You know what? We should go to Jagged Pine on this run, guys, because I have not done a lot of Jagged Pine in the past, and it would be really cool on a Ranger. Oh, RCT, thank you so much. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing that with Everquest. Those guys were awesome. I hope to do another one sometime in the near-ish future, because I had a lot of fun. Katerin, thank you for that sub. Much appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Kind of boring right now while we wait for our respawns and everything here, but it's all good. So the thing with Narandi, as far as I could tell, because I'm not super knowledgeable, I haven't done the full 10-stage ring quest in Velius, but I think he is just the leader of the assault force on Thurgadon, a very powerful storm giant. You know what I mean? But I don't know that we ever get any more lore than that. And you get the items off of him just because they're like his personal possessions. Like you get his helmet, his lance. Those were the things that he brought as the leader of this army. Do you refight him? That's interesting. You know, it's really interesting that he's undead because, like we talked about, there are really not much in the way of Shadow Knights and Necromancers in Kael. You know what I mean? There's literally more Paladins than Shadow Knights in Kael. The only Shadow Knight that exists in Kael when you're there is implied to be an outsider. But I guess he is Narandi the Wretched, right? His name kind of tells you a little bit about him. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, he's basically the final boss of the quest line to get the Coldane Ring. Taiku. The last ring event. Katerin, the thing that Fade Roll is talking about is the most recent expansion, yeah. The TOV story where the Restless Ice is resurrecting things as undead. I saw a screenshot of King Tormax, the new King Tormax model, and it looks so terrible. Like the old Valius Giants actually look pretty good. I think their models hold up really well and basically didn't need to be redone. Is Frank here? Frank always has that screenshot handy that he can link. Oh, we got a heretic up. Heck yeah. Behind to the left. Straight ahead. But yeah, they added like a ring more basically to Jagged Pine and Surefall Glade. I think, isn't there one that actually happens right in front of Surefall Glade on Kano's Hillside when you do the whole quest line? Fade roll. So as far as I know, the Darkpaw clan that you see in Jagged Pine is still part of the same Sabertooth / Darkpaw clan that you see in Blackburrow. They're just scaled up because of when they came out and stuff, what the content is meant to be. I'm very confident that there is a Ring War style event that you could do. I mean, there's one that happens in Kano's Hills right outside Surefall where the two armies form up just like they do when you have the event by Crystal Caverns in Eastern Wastes. And then there's another one that happens actually pretty much like every couple hours in Jagged Pine where the Gnolls just invade and they will slaughter everyone in Jagged Pine. I kind of wonder what level I need to be to do those, because I could actually do that on this run. Straight ahead. Head to the right. Head to the left. Yeah, it was released kind of at an awkward time. Try to cling in darkness me, dude? Ooh, he resisted. Oh man, that harm touch too. Everything came out there. What are we looking at? 17 seconds on here. We'll redo Flame Lick first. Nah, Caterin, it just came out between expansions. It was just like an add-on zone that they did free of charge. But it wasn't like top-end content, so if you were like already max level, you probably didn't do much in Jagged Pine. It was kind of like this weird side thing. But to go into Jagged Pine, you can basically go to Blackburrow, and there's like a little thing you click near one of the Burly Knoll spawns. Pretty good faction. Gets like a lot of obscure Eridan factions up when you kill these heretics. They were forced to put it in. It looks like it's like the upper 30s is when I could go to Jagged Pine and like actually do things. Yeah, level range 30 to 50. Let me see Crystal Caverns. What level can I really get in there? I feel like it's like 30s, but maybe it's a little earlier. Yeah, definitely gonna be 30s. I don't want to do the Rygor part. I want to be killing like the crystal crawlers, crystal lurkers. That's like 33. And the Rygors are like mid 20s to 30. Yeah, I think that's the problem with Jagged Pine. Like, the loot is not incredible. The mobs are a little tough for the range. But it is a cool area. Yeah, I want to go to Crystal Caverns and do those Geonids. Oh. Take me right back. I can't believe I ate the one fruit that we actually foraged, and I have literally not gotten a single other fruit this whole time. Alright, got our other Heretic Invader up. Behind and to the right. Directly to my left. Okay. Gonna want to heal before I fight him. I do still have my bamboo Mooney Bun. I think I have 4 bamboo now. Just been crazy lucky with it. Straight ahead. Oh man, yeah, I love Crystal Caverns. The Queen is so cool too. The only thing that sucks, oh man, not a mature granite back. Hey dude, I'm trying to get shit done over here. The only thing that sucks is the loot is kind of bad. Like even the Queen's loot, she drops like the Pally 2-hander, and it's basically just a deep water harpoon, which you can get like for free at level 1. So it's unfortunate. She drops like some robes and stuff, but they kind of suck for her level range too. They should revamp it just a little bit. I think the Geonids, there's some named Geonids that drop like rocks with special stats, but they're like no slot, so you can't even equip them, if I remember correctly. Here's your King Zorb. Drog me. Strange seeing him out here in the Otis Mountains, though. Can fear break early? I don't know what you mean. Oh, yes, it can. For some reason, I'm like, can you break Plane of Fear at like an early level? Like, yeah, 46, technically. But yeah, I see what you mean. It can break early, and frequently does. Yeah, I'm worried that we'll run into people like doing just that Fade Roll when I try to go there. Geonids used to always be camped back in the day for cash. There was always like a Necro or a Druid sitting in there. I'm going to meditate a little bit. I need at least 50% mana, if not a little bit more, to be able to kill the Heretic. So what do you guys think? You think 2021 is the year we see a TLP server that starts in Kunark? The legendary Kunark launch progression server that everyone's been hoping for so long? think there's a chance. For some reason, I have this weird feeling that it might be this year. Well, Mooney, I think it's because so much of the Kunark content is invalidated if you are level 50 when you start. Like, there's a lot of low-level grouping content that people don't get to experience much fresh, and it would be cool to do that fresh and have XRs right from the get-go and everything. Oh, is this... Okay, chat. This might be it. Yes, finally. How? No. I don't believe it. I literally don't believe it. Okay. I just automatically inventoried it because it was on my cursor. We got a ton of food in here besides that. I have it set so that D, my A and D keys, auto inventory whatever's on my mouse. And that's all that happened. I thought it just like ate it. And I was like, no. Please God, no. I think the Kunark launch would be cool personally. And also like Kunark kind of isn't fun to raid. So it would be good to have that merged with Classic, which is, I think Classic is a little bit more fun to raid. And that way, you know, if it's a 3-month server, at least 3 months you get rid of the whole Kunark and Classic thing at the same time. Straight ahead and below me. Oh, there it is. What's not fun about Kunark raiding? The low return on value in Vishan's Peak is basically the worst part. A lot of the dragons also have basically rehashed loot tables. Like the open world wandering outdoor dragons. This guy's rocking a scythe over there. He means business. Luckland launch was incredible. They did it on one server, Cello, and it was the most fun I ever had on a TLP launch. Man, these fizzles. Root's probably going to break early here, but it would be cool if it didn't. I like Stonehive. I think that's the only big TSS zone I've tried. You know, I've done like a little bit of whatever that newbie zone is that the Drakons start in. The gear they drop is so crazy. Yeah, it launched in Luckland, and it was really cool. We killed Emp Sra for the first time with like leather gear on. And Avatar War was like the same way too. It was a blast. Berries. Yeah, run. Run away, Heretic Invader, and never return. Yeah, I think Veneral Satyr is awesome. I really like VS. I like the Chardock Royals. Track's okay. Visha's Peak would just be a lot cooler if the loot was redone. But, unfortunately. No, Pixel. Emp died for the first time this morning, and it opened less than 50 hours ago. The Emp kill on Eridan was actually the fastest Empress Raw kill of all time. It broke a record that was set in 2017. what was the time for their emp? I forget what the emp time was offhand, but well, actually, sorry. Preben, thanks for the raid, dude. I should correct myself here because I was actually wrong. The fastest emp kill of all time is 5 hours after Luckland launched, but it used a big exploit. I should know it was my guild that did it. The fastest emp kill ever in the room until yesterday was 40 hours. And they did it in like 30 hours, I want to say. So they beat the emp time by about 10 hours. Not precisely, but that's just what I remember it being. We'll continue to see new times, though. I predict that every time we have a server where there's a guild actually trying to push the fastest times ever, they'll be successful. Creepin, thanks for the raid there. If you guys don't know what we're doing here, we're probably kind of like wrapping up the session here shortly, but this is a solo self-found hardcore run. It's about the dumbest thing you can do in Everquest. I don't group, I don't take ports or buffs or heals from anyone else, and if I die, I delete my character. I also don't trade with anyone. So, Moogle, most Vishant's Peak loot tends to be weapon-based. It's like all kind of weapons and stuff, for the most part. There's some cool robes and everything, but basically all the weapons in Vishant's Peak are made obsolete instantly by epic items. So if epics are out and they're readily available, there's not a big reason to kill most VP mobs. It's the unfortunate thing. And then if you invest a ton of time into VP and you know Velius is going to come out in like 3 months or whatever, like on a TLP server, Velius just erases 100% of the loot from Vishant's Peak pretty much, except for maybe a few like Robes of the Azure Sky or Crown of Ryle. I think even those are not going to hold up. There's a Spirit of Wolf sword that is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I would hate to try to take any credit from any of the guilds doing anything on the other servers. Oh yeah, I like this shirt. Thanks, Scorn. The thing is, whenever a new guild is going to try these things, they're going to see you look at the best time ever and you say, I'm going to beat that. You know what I mean? That's the goal. And you plan around that. And if you do a good plan and you work hard, chances are you'll be successful in it. So when Faceless was going on Agnar and I wanted to beat the timer for the fastest Luckland ever, the time was 80 something hours that I had to beat. We did it in 39 hours. So we cut, 41 hours off the timer. They just did it. They did it in 35 hours and they had a harder Luckland launch than we did. And so they cut about 5 hours off the timer, 4.5 or something like that. Very good. And now the next guild that looks is going to cut time off that because the Eridun guild basically, right? At a certain point when you're doing this, they realized that they were definitely going to be able to break the record unless something disastrous happened. And then they're like, okay, we could take a nap. You know what I mean? We could sleep. We can slow down. You don't push as hard as you might have to. So guilds aren't doing the best time they could possibly put up. They're doing the best time they can do to break the record that's current and still not hate your life. Now, eventually, after a number of years, those things will merge. And you'll really have to not sleep at all the entire expansion launch to break records and stuff like that. But I don't think we've reached that point. There's still a lot of room to go for these records. There's only a few like really worthwhile items Gilmere, but there's so much trash in VP and so many dragons and stuff. It's just not worth it. It really just is not worth it. In my opinion. My humble opinion. Dude, it would look so cool, right, Slazik? XE Blade has the same graphic as the Worm Slayer, drops off of Silverwing. Dude, that's the best part. Is that you could just skip right up to PD. Technically, you could just skip Hoshkar completely and only do Silverwing. But PD's loot even isn't that good. I mean, it's really good in Kunark. if you get one of the 2 good items. But the rest of it, you know, like, here's the thing. So many times you go to PD, you kill her, and you get 2 swords and 2 claws, and you're like, well, that was a waste of a week, I guess. The Kid, hey guys, I'm late, sucks, but can't wait for it to come out on YouTube. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be good. Glad that you made it, though. Yeah, the robe and the crown are good. I like the graphic for the robe of the Azure Sky. As a monk, you know, it's always so swaggy to have that robe. But yeah, my prediction is that if we have a classic launch on TLP 2021 and there's like a real hardcore guild that forms there, there's a pretty good chance if they want to, they'll break all the early records. They'll do classic, Kunark, Velius, and Lucklin faster than any guild before. How much they beat it by, it's hard to say. But I would say there's probably a full day or more that you could shave off of classic right now. Especially with the new Group EXP mods and stuff that came out before Aridune. Kunark, you could probably shave a full day off of Kunark. Lucklin is tighter. It depends on how you look at Lucklin. Like, if your goal is to clear all raid content, it's kind of tight, but depending on your guild size, you could do that fast too. Sorry, I meant Velius when I said that. And then Lucklin, I think you could do Lucklin in sub 30 hours. Overture, I play on P99 every Wednesday and Saturday, so tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on P99 Green, streaming. No, Cyrus, the record for Anharat is 35 hours. 35 hours and like 50 minutes or 25 minutes or something. And that was set today. That was set this morning at like 5 a.m. The record before that was 39 hours. Check this out. I'll get you guys the link here. That's the speed run. Like, that's the Everquest category for speedruns.com. You can tap through that and check it out. We have not updated Lucklin yet. I don't think I have received the submission. I'm like the lead moderator for it. So note that the Lucklin one is not currently up to date until that CQ baby sends me their timestamps. The Kid, honestly, we didn't get a lot done. We finally got our mask from Lord Gongo. We got this hat, the tribal headband. We were trying to do our haste belt quest, and the thing is, you could get a belt or you can get this hat. We got the hat, which is 1 point better in every stat than our previous hat, so not that great. And we gained 1.5 levels, I guess. So progress for sure, but not exactly where we want to be. The Kid, this is the short sword of Morin. Technically, the ratio is worse than my Black and Alloy longsword that I was using. I got this from the quest. It's a quest you could do in Kithakor Forest. They send you to Western Karana, and you have to kill a ghoul messenger. So I knocked him out. It was basically, I just rooted him and dotted him and meditated, and that was it. He was 2 levels higher than me when I fought him, but with Root Rot, super easy. LOL, Wizard. Yeah, it was good. It was good. It would have been really good if we got the haste belt, though. Yeah, so actually, let me look closely at these times here. So classic is 160 hours. I think you can easily take a full 24 hours off that. Kunark, 78 hours. You can at least get it under 72. Velius, 12 hours. You could get that way faster. The Velius record is basically about guild size. If you had a truly gargantuan guild, you could do Velius in like 6 hours. Lucklin, yeah, they're at 35. You could shave another 5 off that. Pop, I don't know about Pop. I hate Planes of Power. I'm not very knowledgeable on the strategies to do it because I try to skip it every time. I know that when AOS did Planes of Power, they had a very good run, and they also had corpse banking, which is now gone, which basically allowed you to get a few of your members, primarily tanks, to level 65 instantly. Yeah, Osiris, they got Auten like 5 a.m., I want to say. So that is actually the last of the faceless world record speedrun times in Everquest. But having your runs last for 3 years is not bad. The nature of progress dictates that all records will eventually be broken. So it's really a sign of health that we see guilds continuing to push those timers, and hopefully we'll see them continue to be pushed and broken on the next sets of servers over the next couple of years. No, Taiku, what you did was you would die a bunch of times and then camp out, and then you would log in. So you would die, get a bunch of corpses, and in between that you would log into like an AE group, and you would only log in at the moment the mobs were dying. So that way you could stay capped at 60, but create a ton of corpses. And then you'd have a team of clerics rezzing you instantly when Planes of Power opened. And it would level you all the way to 65. But what happened with that is they just made it so that resurrecting corpses on expansion launch doesn't do anything. Or yeah, they despawn on expansion launch. There you go. Yeah, you need like a raid of monks. Jukarkin, how's it going, dude? We're like about to wrap up, unfortunately. But yeah, it was an okay night. Let me go over my upgrades again really quick for you. So I got this headband. You'll notice it looks a lot like my old headband. It's actually 1 stat better in every area. That's it. So okay, decent. I got this from doing the haste belt quest that we've been working on. I finished it, and you could either get this or the belt. Unfortunately, we got this. So no belt yet, but we're working on it. I'm halfway done with the belt quest again, but the mobs that drop the heads only spawn every hour. There's 2 of them. They pop every hour, so I need to wait, probably at this point another 30 minutes to try them again. We have the short sword of Morin, which is good. 622, 3 strength, 3 agility. That's from the quest in Kittigard Forest. And I leveled up my fletching just to 50, so it's not good fletching, but I can make arrows pretty cheaply. Experiment. There we go. So I have like 800 arrows in my bags. We're working on the Wakazashi of the Frozen Skies quest as well. I've got both my forage items now. I've got both my snake venoms. I just need the skin from the Kejik tigers and the claws from the pandas. Vinny, this is Stonebrute Mountains. Yeah, we're making moves. And, of course, now level 26. Vinny, it came out, I want to say, at the end of Lucklin. Or, sorry, the end of Velius. On TLP servers, it will launch with Lucklin, but it was technically part of like the last patch during Velius. So, for instance, it is on P99 Blue. All right, guys, it has been an awesome stream tonight. Thank you guys all for coming out on this Friday and spending a bunch of hours with me. It's getting late. I was kind of tired, so I'm not going to do the full 4 hours that I might normally do on a Friday, but I will be back with Trolley tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be grinding around on P99 Green, probably in Upper Guck. If you're around level 20, 22-ish, feel free to come out and join us. She's a druid. I'm a Shadow Knight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Other than that, remember, we have Mandalorian, our Permadeath solo self-found guild dropping on February 15th. It's going to be on the Agnar server. Jump in there, have a lot of fun. I can't wait. You guys should be super psyched. We have almost 60 people signed up, maybe even 60 people. I haven't checked it in a while. So it's going to be so exciting. There's going to be a ton of us, a lot of fun. Be a part of it. It doesn't take a huge time investment. A lot of people are playing casually, so get in there. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on there. I'm looking forward to seeing some of you guys streaming it. It's going to be a blast. I really, really cannot wait. I'm going to be adding tomorrow a section to the Discord for people to form up groups in Mandalorian, just like a little group formation chat there. And I'll probably add like an auction channel in the Discord for Mandalorian shit. And I'll do that tomorrow. We won't use it obviously until launch, but yeah, less than 10 days now. So very exciting times. Other than that, I just went over all the upgrades and stuff. So it was a successful night. And we went from 290 subs to 330 subs during this stream. So, man, that's crazy. 40 subs tonight. Thank you guys so much. I can't say it enough. I never thought that we would hit, honestly, before when I streamed back in August and I was getting a lot of viewers and stuff, I had built up to 75 subs. And I was like, man, this is crazy being able to get 75 subscribers in Everquest. And for us to now have 330 is beyond the moon, way further than I ever thought a channel could get in EQ. So thank you guys all for that. Totally would not be possible without this incredible community that has formed here. Remember, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you come out, keep checking out the stream. It's a lot of fun. Monday and Friday, we do this solo self-found hardcore. Wednesday and Saturday, we group with you guys, whoever's around, and we're usually on P99 Green for that. Last but not least, when we start Mandalorian on the 15th, that whole week, every stream is going to be Mandalorian content. So look forward to it. Other than that, take care, and let's find someone to raid. I feel kind of obligated to raid No Mercy, even though I raid him a lot, because I think he's wearing the same shirt as me tonight. Oh, actually, J-Rox is on. You guys have probably never seen his chat. I think I think they are cosplaying as their characters right now. So let's raid J-Rox. That'll be a lot of fun. J-Rox is a very new streamer who's often in our chat. Get ready for this, guys. Go in there and let's spam their chat channel. Raid J-Rox. Start raid. Okay. 10 seconds, folks. Click that raid button. Let's get it going. It's going to be a lot of fun. And here we go. Go, 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 go.